Yep.
Well, welcome back, guys. It's all from PTOUnlimited podcast. Welcome back to our pre-show meeting for episode 190.
190.
Yep,
190. Basically, what we do here is sit down and talk about what we're going to talk about on tonight's podcast just a little bit before we actually talk about it. That allows you guys to be able to join in on the conversation, say hi, hello, as well as give us topics to talk about. If there's something this week that popped up that you said, wow, I'd like to hear them talk about this, throw it down in the comments below or even during the show, and we will see about getting to it. So we're going to go ahead and get started.
Yes.
What do we got?
We do have to talk about the NFL. We have to talk about fantasy. That's always going to be a weekly thing until this is done.
For fantasy, one more week.
Fantasy's one more week.
NFL's got some time yet.
Yep. We got to talk a little bit about the Xbox.
Yeah.
There was some news on Thursday that was actually very surprising. So we have to get to that. What else we got? We got the topic of the decade.
I have the next one, by the way.
That's the movie club.
No. I have the next topic.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, of the week.
Yeah. I just won't say it. until
Oh,
we
cool.
talk
That's
about it.
awesome.
We are going to talk
Alrighty.
about that as well. We're going to have the topic of the week as well going on today, which is kids these days.
Kids these days. We'd like you to finish that sentence any way you would like to. Kids these days. Throw it down in the comments on social media or throw it down on YouTube for this whole entire show. And then we'll give you a shout out.
Yep. We got the movie club we have to go
We're
over,
getting
which
ready.
this
Yeah.
movie was Dread, which came out in 2012. So we're going to talk about that in its entirety because Brett has not seen it and I have not seen it in a very long time.
I've seen it now.
Yeah,
But
you had not seen
Yeah.
it prior.
Alex, you had
What?
you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it with Josh and I have seen it once.
Yeah, just once. So it's basically like refresher entirely.
Yeah.
And then we saw it like right when it came out on DVD, which would have been like 2013.
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't think I have much else that's already not on the board from previous weeks.
Okay, what else do we have on the board?
Y'all have men gaming down.
Yeah, that was on there for a while. We might. That's kind of like a back burner one. That's the topic that I was.
What
thinking
is
about.
new is How I Met Your Mother,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't know why.
It's actually something that happened on my Twitch stream on Saturday morning. I was talking to one of my followers about How I Met Your Mother because they are on season 7.
Oh.
First time watching it.
watch.
Nice.
Yeah, and so I was talking a little bit about it, and then I Googled it because I was like, oh, how many seasons are there really? And there's 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, and I scrolled down a little bit, and I found a news story that you guys might find interesting.
Sweet.
And
So.
then Star Wars.
Yep. Of course, that's come. Oh, we have the Aftercast this
Ooh,
weekend.
Yes, we need to announce that.
I'm not sure around what time. Around 5:30.
What time is our movie?
The movie's at 3:15.
So we'll probably release
More like
around
6.
7-ish.
Yeah.
6:30, 7 o'clock.
Probably
Yeah.
by the time we get out of the theater and here and recorded and uploaded, probably around 7 or 8, I'd say.
Yeah. And we're going on YouTube?
Yeah, we're gonna go
Okay.
live on YouTube on Saturday night.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, it'd probably be a little
7.
earlier than that.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing our Aftercast with Brett's cousin Andrew, and
Cousin
Andrew.
he's been a regular.
It's been on all the Star Wars shows we've done.
So
which
it's gonna be-
this will be the fourth one.
4th. And
No, we didn't do one for Force Awakens.
No, okay, so we did 8, Solo, Rogue One.
Yeah, so this will be the 4th.
This will be the 4th.
I forgot about Solo.
Yep. So we're gonna be actually like, this is kind of sad because this will be
This will be like the
last one in a while for
Yeah.
Star
It'll be
Wars.
sad if it stinks.
That
Yeah,
too.
it'll be super sad, but it'll
That
make for
too.
an interesting episode.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about it in its entirety in spoiler chat.
I've kind of decided. I don't know. I'm gonna watch 3, Rogue One, 4, 5, and 6. I think before we go see 9 because I'm skipping 7 and 8.
I'm gonna watch
Okay.
8. I've actually been listening to some stuff that might make it a little bit better, and I don't know. We'll see. I'll watch
We will
it.
see.
I'll watch it. We've already
Yep.
watched 7, 6. No,
Rogue
not
One.
6. Rogue One.
Mm-hmm.
The entire prequel trilogy. We were watching 5, and then we turned it off.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't realized how actually like blah 5 is.
5 is a lot of people's favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know. It was also just because it was just a blah day. So we're like, okay, whatever.
I don't even remember what we turned to, like
I
what we
don't
changed
know.
it to.
I don't remember.
I gotta do something to our microphone here. So.
Anything else on the board?
Starbucks.
Yes, I actually came across a news article about Starbucks this week, so I'm actually gonna be playing an audio on the podcast if we get to it. So it'll be either this week or next week, but it's pretty interesting news that came up on Twitter.
You think you can just climb wherever you want?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Put your butt in the
Nymeria.
camera.
Hey, Nymeria, can you turn around? Just playing with my hair now.
Yeah. I don't think we have much else.
No, that's it.
Yeah, so we're gonna be getting to the topic of the week, the decade of. Well, basically, we're going over the decade of our favorites, and this week is movies. So
This was harder than I thought, but I still threw it together in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was you gotta
Then
really
I'm like,
think about it.
there's this. There's this one. I'm like,
And it's like, does that one really belong on the
Exactly.
list?
Yeah, this
So-
one was a little bit more
because I'll tell you what's
difficult.
not on my list. Probably anything that's won an Oscar in this decade.
Probably me too.
No,
Yeah.
I've got some that have Oscars. Would you? All right, that's it. Quit leave
You want
my
me to
hair.
get her?
alone. She's purring in my ear. Watch her belly.
She's okay.
There, she can
Let's
go up
get
on
outta
your
here.
shoulder.
Yep. All right. Well, we're gonna get out of here,
Gonna get
guys.
rolling,
Yep. We're gonna get rolling, and we will be on in a couple of minutes.
rolling,
Alex, you
rolling,
wanna-
rolling.
Roll us out. What?
How do I roll out?
You do your normal outro.
Oh, stay right where you're at. Don't touch that dial.
Oh my god, that was awful.
Oh, we'll see you in a couple minutes. Stay right there.
Let's say you were 2 years into your relationship and you had to assemble your own flowers.
She wouldn't care.
I don't know. I'm just not that
think
kind of
that-
person.
Alex
It's
is
an
happy she
impossible
gets a gift
question
at
to
all.
answer.
Yeah, I am
That's
not
an
a per-
impossible question. I don't know why I asked it.
I'm like you can't ask me that because I generally don't like receiving. I like giving.
Are there?
Shut the fuck up, Brett.
Oh boy.
Mic drop.
See you later.
Bye.
$1 million, but when you climax,
Oh god.
Oh.
I can't believe we're taking it to this level.
you barf in your mouth.
Yeah, I probably would.
I probably
All right,
would.
ladies, be warned. Brett may puke on you.
He's not getting this offer right now. This is a scenario.
No, this is based on things that will never happen, right?
All right,
Or-
let's
okay.
do it right now.
What?
Let's use this scenario.
Go ahead.
Let's do it right
So Alex and I
now.
watched Black Mirror. It
We
came
binged
out.
it.
Came
You
out
don't
last.
binge it.
Do you not consider 3 hours binging?
No, I said on the precast, I'm saying it now, to be binge worthy, I think has to be at least 5. Binging is not about length of time, I think. It's about number of individual things.
I think it's about a season,
How many episodes is binge watching?
Well,
According
we
to
just asked him.
according to Google.
a survey conducted by Netflix in February 2014, they need
That's
to redo
5
this.
years ago.
They need to redo
Yeah.
this.
Before
Nope.
binging really
This
took
is,
off.
yeah. It says 73% of people define binge watching as watching between 2 to 6 episodes. 2?
2? No.
No.
No. Okay. I think.
It's just rendered itself irrelevant.
It did. That was a very dumb.
Throw your phone.
That was very subtle. Throw your phone.
I just got a Charlie horse in my thigh.
Oh shoot! You
You
okay?
were gonna fart or
Do
something.
you need something?
Hey, where's your Charlie
Just give me
horse?
time. It's on the bottom of this thigh.
Hey, you can do this. Put your foot out. Put your
I
foot
can't.
Out. Do it.
No!
Put your
Oh shoot!
Ah!
Put it out. Now flex your foot up, like your toes towards the ceiling. It looks like you're trying to take a shit.
What do you need to
Well, I
do?
don't want it to look like
What do you
that.
want to do?
I'm trying to put my foot over there.
Give me your
Help me. My back's to the camera.
No, you're fine. You're fine. You're okay.
You're okay.
ridiculous.
You're okay. You're
Let's do some
I'm doing some friggin' Christmas trivia. Welcome back to the PTOUnlimited podcast. My name is Brett.
I'm Josh.
Alex.
This is episode 190.
190, man. Guess what? I was going to save this announcement for next week, but I'm going to do it this week because it was actually going to be our 200th recording.
Cool.
Like this is?
Next week will be.
Oh.
But
Well, then why didn't you save it?
because it was supposed to be this week, but we took a week off in September.
Well, and we'll have the Star Wars will be our 200th recording.
That's actually interesting. Yeah.
Huh.
The Aftercast will be our 200th recording.
Yeah.
Woohoo, 200.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, it is. 200 recordings entirely. Like, yeah, because we're at 190 and we'll be doing 10 extra episodes. So we actually haven't done a lot of extra episodes.
Not in the past, not this year especially.
No, I think we need to. Well,
Well,
we did Game
you know
of
what
Thrones.
it is? Your streaming schedule has kind of limited them just because the aftercasts or the extra recordings are usually on the weekend.
Yeah, we usually. Well, we
And your weekends
Then I
are
don't think we
busy
had
enough.
an aftercast for anything special this year. Like nothing was like, oh my god.
Right.
well Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we had
think that was
one.
the
Is
only
what we're
one.
saying. Like there wasn't a lot of aftercasts in this last year.
We were supposed to have one with Michael, with Nintendo stuff,
Yeah.
but I don't know how
he
deep
was on,
into.
he was on the regular show. Wasn't
Yeah,
he?
he was. Yeah,
Yeah.
we had him this year. Man, we actually need to get that together. Like all of our guests that we've had this year, and all
Well,
the,
we should do something for episode 200.
Oh, that's coming soon
Yeah,
too.
it is.
Yeah.
We have to really start planning
That's
it.
in. Wait a second. Is that in February?
You know
That
what we
would be
could
in
do though, if we
February.
needed more time, is we just do 199.2,
Point one, point two.
199.5.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like. Well, it's kind of interesting you say that. I want to get onto like our show today. We got unveiled a new number of console, which was the Xbox. You know, we got a new glimpse of the new Xbox on Thursday.
I wasn't ready to talk about that.
You weren't?
No,
Why not?
because I wanted to hear about ice skating and you got attacked by a bug. And
Oh my God! Well, I wasn't.
I wanna
yeah.
hit those
Then
things.
why don't we just hit those first, and then we'll talk about Xbox.
Okay, fine. That's fine.
Do you want to talk about the bug first?
Well, yeah. Apparently, there's
that-
something going on in our
do
house.
I gotta
No,
worry?
you don't have to worry.
No, we've already been inspected.
Yeah.
We can't. There's no evidence of bed bugs.
So was it just a super spider that just was
No, and
hated you?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
We have no
You
idea.
didn't change laundry detergent or anything, did you?
No.
No, they are bites. They're not hives or
Weird.
anything.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, whatever it is not biting me. It's only biting Josh, and it's only when we're sleeping in bed. And as soon as he wakes up, they're really small bites, and then by the end of the day, like whatever extremity those bites are on is like swelled to 2 times the size of what it should be, and they're
Right.
really dark red and purple
So
and
you had
itchy.
them on your neck and your legs.
Well, the neck was weeks ago, and that went
Okay.
away pretty quick.
But beforehand, like the week that we moved in, he had like what we thought at first it was a spider, but he had like 2 or 3 decent sized bites on his like shin.
Yeah.
And like he's still got scars from scratching it open. Like it was like
Eesh.
really nasty. Well, and then like
It's
I'd
great
wash the
conversation.
sheets because we'd be like, oh God, all right, let's just wash the sheets and hopefully we'll spray and the spider will be bye bye.
Right.
And then a week or two later, like he had all those bites on his neck that just popped right up. And we're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I thought it was just hives, but they were placed weird. And then those went away, and I washed the sheets again. And then another couple weeks went by, and then he's got another bite on his leg, and he has another bite on his hip. Another couple weeks go by, which is now he's got 3 or 4 decent sized nasty bites on his leg and 3 or 4 on his arm.
and they're all healed.
So, but he
Healing.
has like nasty reactions to these suckers, and I'm not getting bit at all. And the animals don't have any. I checked them for fleas and lice and ticks and like all that stuff. And we can't find a spider web. We can't find any evidence of any bugs anywhere.
Weird.
So I don't know.
I don't know.
We're still, the apartments are having pest control come out hopefully this week just to spray for just in case, but that's really about it.
You know, you can buy these things you stick in the outlet that's supposed to like emit some kind of frequency, but I don't know if it's for bugs. It might only be for rodents.
I know they got it for rodents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting if
But
they
the
had
thing is
something like that.
if for some reason, like my dad had come over and he works at a hotel for like maintenance management. So he goes through and inspects for bed bugs and things like, because everyone's like, it's probably bed bugs. I'm like,
That'd be just awful.
It would be, because apparently like the only real way to get rid of them is heat treatment, and you like heat blast them out.
Right.
So like chemicals and stuff don't really do anything, and luckily since it's an apartment we don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
But they're apparently very difficult to get rid of. But my dad came over, flipped our mattress, looked at everything. He's like, it looks like this mattress just came out of the bag. Like, it looks perfectly fine. It looks brand new. I'm like, well, we've had it for 6 years, and I feel like I take good care of my stuff.
Sure.
So
Yeah, right.
the only thing I can think of is we've only had this issue since we moved here, and it's been 6 weeks, and it's like every other week he gets these bites. So maybe we have like a couple bed bugs, and they're just they only
Just
like
a
him.
single
I've been told
family?
by nurses that I could be immune. Like, that's why most people don't know they have bed bugs, is because not everybody actually reacts to a bite.
Right.
And he could be severely allergic. I might not react whatsoever.
Right.
So I don't know, because he only gets bit when we're in bed, when we're in that room, and then if we've been sleeping out on the couch, and he's not had any other bites.
No.
So
Weird.
I don't know. It's weird. I have vacuumed. I have sprayed. I've done peppermint, like everything. But it was just very concerning
Yeah.
because they were nasty,
Oh yeah.
nasty
Gnarly
bites.
bites. Yeah.
What about ice skating?
Oh, we went ice skating yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday.
Holy cow. Yeah, yesterday we went ice skating, and I went for the very first time ice skating ever.
How was it?
Oh, I picked it up immediately.
I've only done it once, and it was when I was a kid, and all I remember was I could do it, but it wore my ankles out so
Yeah, it's
bad.
like your upper ankle. Yeah, it's still like twisting
It's
my
an
foot
ankle
around.
thing,
Like,
yeah.
'cause it's
It's
I agree.
funny because I would watch a lot of the NHL playoffs, and one thing that you take for granted is that they're skating out there.
Right.
You know.
That's yeah.
And
You gotta think about that.
they do what they do, and you forget that they're skating, and that in itself is not an easy thing to do.
No.
So it's just very, every person can run, but
Mhm.
maybe not everybody can skate. And these NHL players are doing just ridiculous stuff on skates, going 100 miles an hour.
I picked it up pretty quickly though.
I think Josh and I both went around the rink holding onto the side for one time, and then after that there was like a traffic jam, so we eventually just let go of the side and glided.
Did anybody turn around backwards?
Alex
I did.
I have a video
Well, I
of
mean,
it.
yeah, and then Jake, my brother, he got on there, went around like once, and it took like one time, and then he was like a pro.
Yeah.
And it was just like speed skating and going backwards, and everybody else was just kind of moving their feet and wiggling back.
Nobody
and forth.
ate shit.
No, yeah, none of us fell.
Nobody.
That's good.
Yeah, we were out there
Nobody.
for a couple hours.
Yep.
None of us fell.
I could have. Alex and I could have gone for a while. We could have gone.
Yeah,
for a while.
Yeah, everybody else was getting tired and cold, and we're like, okay, all right, well, I guess it's about that
Is
time.
it outdoors?
Yeah,
it is
kinda.
So it's
over-
at Headwaters, so it's under the where
Yeah.
German Fest and stuff under the tent.
Yeah.
Like that's where it is. It's outside, but covered.
Yeah, but it's not really covered. I mean,
Not
it's-
really.
No.
It's-
As soon as you get on there, your nose is dripping because the
Exactly.
ice is cold.
Yeah. Alex actually asked the question, "How is ice made?"
No,
How is the
not
ice
that.
cut?
Like, how is an ice
How was the
rink
rink done?
made? Like,
But you said, "How is ice made?"
I
and
did.
And then we looked at you like, "Wait, what?"
well, the Zamboni was like on there doing the whole like going back and forth, clearing all this stuff
Sure.
out, and I was like, how is this made? How is ice made?
Should have said, "How was an ice rink made?"
How is an ice rink made?
Yeah, it's interesting stuff. So yeah,
No,
like,
it was a lot of fun, but we went on a the significant part about it is it was a triple date.
yeah.
It was the
First
first
time
time
All
ever
siblings.
Oh,
in
yeah.
sibling history that my brother and my sister and I, all three of us, have a significant other, and we all went
You
on
know
a
what,
date
Alex?
together.
We do that in my family. We just don't recognize it as that.
Yeah, there's more siblings with y'all.
Well, no, like all of my siblings and their significant others. Have
Okay,
been
but here's
together.
the deal. It's more significant because of my brother.
Well, yes.
If it was my
No, I'm
sister, it's
just-
one thing, but it's the fact that it's me and you, my
Yeah.
sister and her boyfriend, and my brother is the big key point in this, and he has a girlfriend.
He
So
does.
like all three of us, and we got a group photo. We had a stranger take our photo,
Yeah.
but no, it was fine.
Mhm.
It was a lot of fun actually. It's really inexpensive. I mean, Josh and I actually didn't have to pay for it because we
No.
knew the person checking us
Nice.
Yeah.
in. But
And she didn't
it
have
was
to do that, but I
she didn't
thank-
have to,
thank
but it
her
was just
for
like
that. I
she was
did.
like, "Oh, hi," and stamped her hand. She said, "Bye," and we were about to get our wallet out. She's like, "No, bye." Like, okay, bye, thank you. It was only $3 a person.
Alex.
Is that unlimited?
No, it was $6 a person,
Oh, was it?
and it's $3 with skates
Oh, I thought it was-
additional. And it's not included.
Oh, okay. Either way, that's still pretty.
It's not inexpensive.
It's still inexpensive.
How long though is that good for?
I don't know. You
Oh.
got a stamp on your hand, so I imagine that means come back.
The day
Yeah.
A day, yeah, I would
Yeah.
think so.
with the exit, of course. Then
You
get-
probably would have, yes.
You got to put those suckers on those skates tight.
yeah.
If they are not, like, my hands were blistering trying to pull those laces so tight to get around my ankles to make sure they were stiff enough so I wasn't wiggling.
Right, yeah.
But
I'm just surprised I didn't fall.
Yeah, because I would expect to fall, and
Mhm.
when we used to skate roller
Yeah.
years ago, I think I only fell maybe once.
I think it's because I compare it
It's very
to
different.
skating. It's different.
Very
Josh says
different.
it's easier.
I
than
prefer ice skating
Really?
to rollerblading or skating. I like it. It was a fun time. I could pick it up and do it again as long as the ice, like the rink, is taken care of well. Like this was taken care of pretty well.
But that's the thing. On an ice rink, that's why the Zamboni between periods always smooths it out because it gets rough.
Oh, it gets gravel
Yeah,
rough
it's very very rough and yeah.
to the
there's
point where
just-
you're telling the kids to stop being little assholes.
Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. And then we went to Pint and Slice beforehand. Like just had like a little bite to eat beforehand, which is just a pizza place downtown that's really good pizza.
It's good.
It's really good.
Mhm.
Yeah. We were joking though because some people had not been there before, and I was like, "Oh, you just walk up front and just ask for the pint and slice."
A pint and slice. They sell beer there, and it's
Yeah.
a pizza beer place.
Okay.
Yeah,
But the pizza's kind of like prepared.
it's already
ready.
like the
Yeah,
the
you buy it
pieces
by
are
the
big.
slice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. Good stuff. You can also buy an entire dish,
Buy a whole
but
pizza.
no heckin' way for me.
No, it's really good though. Yeah, so it was fun. It was a fun day.
I will say, if you're watching on YouTube, I don't normally leave the house without wearing real pants, but I'm wearing my comfortable pants tonight, and so is Alex.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I was wearing my button up, and I was like, wow, everyone's kind of going relaxed. So I'm gonna put my hoodie on and take off my
Oh
button
no,
up.
I've got like my fuzzy socks on and sweatpants and a hoodie.
It
and-
snowed an inch. Okay.
Yeah, which means
I don't,
it's
even, I don't even care about that. I've been working quite a bit here lately, and I'm worn to the bone.
Yeah, we couldn't even get together for the movie I wanted to get together with.
Yeah, I know.
It just happens. And I was like,
it's
we just can't do it.
It's this month.
Yeah.
After once we get through the holidays, and I know that's as cliche as it comes, but it's true.
it's
When you work what I do.
So we got
Yeah.
9 days.
Yeah.
I haven't even started shopping.
yeah, we haven't done anything.
Oh, Christmas shopping?
Oh yeah,
You better.
We've
I
been
know.
we would normally be
Better move
done
it right
a month
along.
ago. Yeah. Well,
it's just been
Black Friday came late and Christmas is coming early,
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah.
Well,
I think
Christmas
that was a big
comes out
thing.
Same day every year.
But Black
But
Friday
Black
moves.
Friday moves.
Thanksgiving moves.
Oh, well, I guess it's early if you judge it on that scale, but it's still the same.
You know,
day.
I
well,
know.
no, but okay. If yeah, whatever. But anyway, so we just haven't gotten to it, and it's like we better start.
Yeah.
We got a couple of people we got to get stuff for. So.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Xbox then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because on Thursday it blew my mind because I was like, I
You asked
remembered.
me if it was real.
Well, yeah.
We had not seen the announcement.
We didn't see the announcement at the time. So the thing is, like, the Video Game Awards was on Thursday, and we had I completely forgot about it. I was gonna talk about it
Honestly,
on the podcast.
I didn't forget about it. I had no idea it was happening. Like nobody.
It doesn't get advertised well.
Yeah,
No, it
not
it
at
does
all.
not.
Like
It
even
does
the
not.
gaming outlets that I follow said nothing about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that. So I'm gonna show this on our YouTube right here. So our Xbox
So
or the Xbox.
The
was
Xbox
unveiled.
Series X.
Yep.
So I have some. The first thing is, I would have thought they would have announced a console at the Video Game Awards.
Isn't that
No,
weird?
it's
It's
weird.
so weird.
So this is it right here. That's it. That's the console. So, and it's a PC tower. That's
Yeah,
what it looks like.
basically.
Yeah.
Now, I listened to some reactions to this from people in the industry,
Yeah.
and you know what? It kind of looks like
No.
A building.
A building?
a square Alexa.
Okay, so everything. Oh no.
So what I'm
Oh,
thinking
no.
is that they're done with the traditional console design. They want a more put it up next to your TV and don't look at it.
They did that before. They did that with the one. I just lost my cursor.
Well, yeah, they made it look kind of like a DVR.
Yeah.
But now, that's like two Nintendo GameCube stacked on top of each other, only not as, doesn't blast at you. You know what I mean? It's just
Right.
very subtle.
Yeah,
You could
it's
put it
extremely.
in an entertainment center, and the only thing you know that's there is the little Xbox button.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like it
So-
looks like a sound bar. Like a big
Like
or a
vertical
subwoofer.
soundbar.
Yeah.
Subwoofer.
Yeah, I mean, it's fine.
It's fine.
I don't. There's nothing aesthetically pleasing about it
That's
except
what
that
I was.
it's
I was
very,
like, it's not attractive at all.
very minimalist.
It's about the same height of an Xbox One S, and it's just
Square.
Square.
Yeah,
It's square.
there's
and-
nothing about it that
It's like
to me is making me want to go, oh my god, let's get it.
Well,
like
yes,
by
but
looking at it.
At the same time, now, I mean, this was not true in the past because I bought all those limited edition crap. But now I want it to look like not a console.
Really?
I want it to be just another piece another electronics or piece of electronic equipment that doesn't scream.
Well, that's what they tried to do with the one. They tried to make it look like an all-in-one system.
Yeah.
And now it's like I look at it, I'm like, it doesn't please me in any way. But then again, no console has really tried to please you except Nintendo by the way it looks.
Yeah.
No console.
I liked it when they
unless
came up
have
with cool designs.
Special paint
Yeah.
jobs.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's what I think. Like, because we're just seeing the basic console here. I'm sure they're gonna come out with plates and stuff
The
to put
clear
on it,
one.
or they'll probably come out with a clear one. or-
I mean, unless it's tied to a game release, they will. But otherwise, I don't think they will. Because all they did with the
they're gonna
one-
make a Halo one.
all they did was change
yeah.
the colors.
Well, no, Halo's launching with this.
Yes, but
That's what I mean. They're gonna make a Halo one.
It's very possible. Yes, they've done a Halo version with every Halo release.
See, now I'm still
Since
stuck.
3.
I just don't know because I'd have to buy 2 of those. What do you want to do, Alex?
Yes, but the argument was back a few shows ago is 2 Xbox Series X's versus 1 more PC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's $500, it's about the
It's
same.
the same to get it. Yeah.
Right.
And we don't know if it's $500. They haven't released the price point.
They
but
can't. It can't go more.
I
than
don't
that.
think
can't
it-
be.
no.
It can't be because
It won't sell.
It'll exactly
Right.
They kind of
Which is a real shame because they probably have a lot of like stuff.
They're
into it.
limited to what they can
Well,
do to it with that
and
kind of pricing.
Right.
Most new consoles always sell at a loss until a couple years into their
What does that mean?
run. It means it costs them more to build it and ship it than they make on each sale.
Oh man.
So they sell it at a loss, basically.
So
But
the Wii U probably was the worst thing for Nintendo
could be.
because it only existed for like 3 years.
Yeah.
And then just
but at the same time,
petered out.
if they didn't sell that many, they weren't taking as big of a loss.
Right. Exactly.
But if you look at Microsoft buying all these studios, and this generation, I think, is more, they're focusing more on software sales. They could make a whole lot of money. Plus, I don't know the business model for Game Pass. I don't know how much money that makes them versus what they have to pay other
Licenses.
licensing fees and all that crap. So
They're probably doing that at a loss too.
it could, but if it's bringing more, if people are buying consoles to use Game Pass,
But you don't need the Xbox necessarily anymore because they're starting to do the Xbox Anywhere.
true.
And you can start playing it on your phone and your tablets and stuff.
Yep.
I am just so concerned that there's going to be another video game crash.
I'm not.
Well, think about it. We're getting too many software
But
titles.
you think about how many people our age, our generation that has money now.
Well, 85% of Game Pass is shovelware.
I don't know what that means.
Shovelware?
And they just like throw random titles.
Oh, I
into
agree.
it.
Yeah. No one's going to watch me Twitch stream, I don't know, Ori and the Blind Forest. No one.
Maybe. I
That's-
don't know.
that's
Ori's
not-
pretty popular and it's first
because
party.
it's being sequeled, yes. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of that stuff. Its popularity is not there, and it's basically there just to cry for its one last squeak of help.
But if,
Yeah.
if they put, X amount of games on Game Pass that are only a little bit popular, they can still say, hey, we have over 100 plus games plus all the first party exclusives.
Yeah, which that's the big seller for me is the first party
Yes.
exclusives. I have not bought a Microsoft game since Game Pass came out.
Yeah, me neither.
And that's not to say whether or not I'm supporting them. I'm definitely supporting them with Game Pass.
Yeah.
But I'm just not buying the title.
What do you think of the name?
Series X?
Yeah.
I don't like it. It reminds me of a headphones.
I think it's just going to be confusing. I have an Xbox
It's
One S. I have an Xbox One.
Absolutely
X.
going to be confusing to people.
I think they should have just named it Scarlet.
No, that's a project.
I know it's a project, but the Xbox Scarlet, like that's just it's its own
What would
thing.
you name it if it wasn't?
I think they need to just call it Xbox. Now, you could argue they are, and Series X is this one's designator.
Yeah.
The problem is they've already used X, So there's the Xbox One X. Well, they dropped the one,
Yeah.
and now there's Xbox Series X. So
there was
grandparents are going to be like, well, what's the difference between the One X
Exactly,
and the Series
that's what
X?
I'm saying. Like it's
there's
confusing.
the one. Okay, so there's the Xbox console, and then there was the Xbox 360, Xbox One, Xbox One X.
Xbox One S.
We're not
S.
considering the Slim series.
Okay.
X, Series X.
I don't like
So
it.
it would be Xbox 5, technically. Then.
Yeah.
Why can't they just say
Xbox
that?
5.
I'm even fine with that. Xbox 5. Like,
Yeah.
sure.
That sounds like Johnny
Um,
5. I am alive. Oh, you guys probably don't know that reference.
I can't say
Short
I do.
Circuit.
It's
know
been
of
a
it,
long
I've never
time
seen
since
it.
I've watched
Oh,
it.
dang.
So yeah, once you get this deep, if you're not using straight up numbers like Sony is, then
Well, they've been creative on
yeah,
their
they've
title.
been each name has been fairly different.
Yes.
Even
Yes.
though you go from Wii U,
The Wii and Wii
to
U.
Wii U, that was
Yeah.
the closest part. Everything else has been just kind of all over the place.
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, but even that's a whole other word. It's very easy to distinguish between NES and SNES
Right.
if you're saying the whole name.
Yeah.
That's all
Anyways,
I got to say about it. It's not. I don't. Did they even say a date, or is it still just? I think
Fall.
it's still just
It's-
fall,
yeah.
holiday 2020.
Yeah, which is going to be a problem.
They're gonna push it to like right
They-
before Black Friday.
No, they
or
have to do
something,
November
or-
release.
Yeah, it'll be November.
Yeah, and then PS5, I've seen dev kits leak. Have you
Yeah.
seen what that looks like? It
It-
looks like
It
weird.
weird. It's,
Yeah.
it's like a Star Wars spaceship.
Yeah, it
It's-
does. It does.
It will not look like that.
No.
But
I can imagine it's not going to be any different too much than the 4.
I mean, I would argue the 4 Pro is ugly.
You don't like that slant?
No,
Well, then they're probably going to get rid of the slant.
probably.
It's just going to be a round console,
The
like rounded edges.
the PS4 Slim is probably the best looking one of all of them,
Yeah.
and even it's fine.
I really contemplated on going for a PS4 Slim because it was like $150 on the
Yeah.
on
You can get
holiday.
'em cheap. And you
Yeah.
can probably get it with a game.
So can I say my dream then about PS?
Oh yeah, Alex had a
Oh my
Christmas
god,
dream.
I had a Christmas dream, and it was a Christmas stress dream.
Okay.
Because a few nights ago, I was looking
This
at
is-
Josh and we were talking about Christmas shopping, and he was like, "I'm still gonna get you something." Because it's just this year we spent some money on the car, and then we're gonna be going to Key West in a couple months, and actually like a month and a half.
Yeah.
So it's like it's like, honey, please don't spend any money on me. I
Yeah.
really don't want anything. Like I want.
Or just get like one thing for you.
Yeah,
Right,
no,
that's what
but
we're
even
doing.
if it's one thing, like I don't want anything more than like $50 max.
right.
And like looking at him, I was like, you know what I want? I want any money that you think, any money you would usually put into me during Christmas, and you're gonna take like $20 out of that. You'll spend that $20, and the rest of the money you're gonna put it in the safe. And then when we go to Key West or we go on our cruise next year, you're gonna look. And you're going to pull out this wad of money and give it to me and be like, you can do whatever you want on this island. And I'll be the happiest wife in the whole world.
But what happened instead in your dream?
So what happened in my dream was I had and this conversation that I had was real with Josh. Like I looked him in the face. I'm like, I don't want anything for Christmas. Put money in the safe. That's what I want.
Yeah.
And I'll be very happy. So in my dream, I woke up from this really mad and kind of upset. But we had our Christmas tree set up. It was Christmas morning, and Josh like pulls out this big box. He's like, I know you said you didn't want anything, but I feel like you're ready for some growth on your stream, and was doing like this whole like trying to explain thing. And he's like, I really feel like you can grow with this, and you'll really like this, and I see you with this thing, and just trying to convince me. I'm like, all right, fine, what is it? So I open it up, and it's a PS5, and I look at him, and I'm like, in my head, I just wanted to cry. I'm like, why did you give me this? Like, it's not on any of my lists. I do not like. And then on top of that, it's PlayStation. I just looked at it and I was like, thanks, honey. And I just got so mad. And I woke up and I was like, oh God, do I have to have another conversation to just solidify I don't want anything expensive?
It's okay.
Let's talk NFL.
Yeah, that was on Sunday and Thursday. And
so, fantasy. Let's start with that.
Give me the toilet.
Yeah,
give me the toilet.
lost.
Give that to me.
You made the semifinals though. That's pretty good.
Well, the thing is, on fantasy, like last week, it came down to the wire, and then I just got like totally shat on by Rick.
Yeah.
And by Wentz and Ertz.
Zach Ertz. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a.
They
can
did
we
it
talk
twice.
about that? Can we talk about that?
I just said it basically. I got
It was
dumped
the
on.
final like last drive of the game, touchdown pass. That was the only player you couldn't have.
Exactly.
Score, and he scored. It was his only score of the game.
Can I say the
And then that went into
situation,
overtime because of that.
We just did.
I know, but what happened?
I thought I just did.
What happened, Alex?
Josh said, I'm okay as long as it's not Ertz. And then, bam, it was Ertz.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
And then it happened twice because in overtime they did
Josh,
it again.
Josh threw his phone.
Oh, I did.
Did
like,
you throw it against
like,
something?
No,
like
no.
Josh
I
didn't
just-
watch. Josh didn't even watch
tossed
the
it up.
drive. It
No.
was just like he was in the kitchen, and I was like, well,
I
what
know,
if
it was right
what if
there.
this team wins? And he's like, well, I don't care. They can even run it in just as long as Ertz doesn't get the touchdown. And then sure enough, the play started right after that, and it was like touchdown. And he's like, who got it? And I was like,
Ertz.
And he came over and he looked at it, and then just threw his phone.
Yeah, I was upset.
He's like, and I just lost.
I just realized. So the three of us made the playoffs.
I said that last week. Yeah.
I made the playoffs with a losing record. I was
Me-
6-7.
I know.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
and I'm in the
You're in
semifinals. So
semifinals.
I'm not looking good. Although I have one player to go.
You have to get
It's-
30 points.
Is it 30?
29.
Okay.
You have to get 29
it
points.
could happen because Michael Thomas is like the leading receiver as far as receptions go.
Interesting thought.
So
You need a bunch of touchdowns.
need some,
yeah, you do.
need some touchdowns and like 150 yards
You
receiving.
need a couple Hail Marys.
So it's not completely out of the question.
We should
but
get
it's,
wings tonight and
It's
watch
stretching.
it. What do you think of that?
Maybe.
I can't go
What?
because I've got day one of a 8-day stretch at work ahead of me.
Okay. Well, then that means we're not doing it. All right, so NFL
Whoa!
game day.
You guys can still go.
Did you hear it? That means we're not doing it
That means we're
tonight.
not doing it. So let's talk about the actual football games.
Well, Alex won. We didn't say that.
Oh, it's
Dude,
obvious.
it's not even like... So did you like the comment I threw down in your chat
I
about the
don't know if I
stat
read it.
correction?
Oh, yes. But you do need to also realize, too, that, they may not play Lamar a whole lot the last two games.
I was hoping not.
Which only matters next week
But
for
he
you,
scored this week the most points he's ever scored, and I didn't think
And
he'd
37
play.
points in our
He
fantasy.
he beat Michael Vick's single-season rushing record.
And I'm
as a
happy.
quarterback
He
with,
can break all records.
Yeah, he can do that. I like Lamar
with
Jackson.
2 games to go.
Yeah.
He has separated himself as the MVP. For a while, it was kind of him and Russell Wilson neck and neck, but
No, he's taking
far
it.
ahead now.
Oh, yes. Yes.
And he was my secondary random pick on
Yeah,
fantasy.
because you picked
Mayfield.
Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield.
That was a bad idea.
Horrible.
Didn't
But
matter
he-
though.
You got a shining
Well-
star, and let's just hope he doesn't get hurt.
Yes,
Oh,
but
God.
while you did pick him and he was your second QB picked, nobody expected him to do what he's done
Nobody.
this year.
No.
So
Nobody.
it's just kind of lucky that it worked out that way. I mean,
Yep.
it's a good pick. So notable things: the Cowboys blew out the Rams
Yeah.
in Dallas. Nobody expected that.
No.
The Falcons beat the Niners on
Yeah,
a
they
last-second touchdown.
I saw that.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that good of a team. And the Vikings whipped the Chargers.
Vikings whipped
Whoop,
the Chargers.
Whoop,
The
whoop,
with
whoop.
the Niners loss, the Seahawks are now the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Yeah.
So that's very interesting.
I still want to see the 49ers and
Ravens.
Well, they did play already this year.
I know, and it was a great game, and I want to see them at the.
Brett, you
I
missed
want to
it.
see them
did
at
miss
the
it.
Super Bowl.
No, the game I missed was the Niners Saints. I think. I might have missed them both.
No, well, you might have missed them both. Yeah, we were talking about the Ravens and Niners.
Yeah, because that was just a couple.
That
weeks
felt
ago,
like a
wasn't it?
Super Bowl game.
Yeah.
The Patriots won again against the Bengals, who stink.
Yeah, didn't expect
matter.
anything different. Did you Okay, so the Patriots are in trouble again.
Yeah, they've
been
I
recording
don't know
people's
the details
sidelines.
about it, but they did film some.
Yeah.
On the Bengals, like there some
Of all
video
people,
crew went
all
to
teams.
Cincinnati and filmed their sidelines. I haven't heard a lot of talk about what happened or what is going to be
Yeah, me neither.
the punishment or whatever, but we'll see. I think that's most of the notes. The Packers beat the Bears, so the Vikings and Packers are still neck and neck.
And then we get a verse
They
of
face
this week.
So the
them
Packers
on
are
Monday.
11-3. What are the Vikings? 10-4.
10-4.
So yeah, they face each other. And
But they face them at Vikings home
Yeah,
field.
and that's usually good.
is that a primetime game?
Yeah, Monday night.
Oh, we gotta go then.
Ooh,
Yeah, we got to go out
And
next week.
I'm off Tuesday, so
Yep, we're doing it. Yeah,
we
because
got
the
stuff.
Packers are 11-3, Vikings are 11-4. If they
No,
is
No,
or
10 and
10-4.
4.
Sorry,
Yeah.
10-4. Yeah, so it's crazy. And at home they're 6-0.
You want to see Josh get real mad?
Oh, well, you saw me against. What was it? It was the Vikings versus the
Seahawks.
the Seahawks.
I'm like, oh, you might as well watch this.
You
drive.
might as well watch this drive. No, you want
No.
to see Josh get even more mad?
Screw you guys! I got really frustrated with that. So yeah, that's pretty much all we
That's
gotta
football.
say. Yeah, that's football. So
Yeah,
the Bears are out of the running of the playoffs.
Yep.
Entirely. That's
So,
not bad.
so it's still the Niners and the Vikings then are the leaders for the wild card because I think the Cowboys are still
That's
winning the
stupid.
NFC
That's
East.
stupid that they're getting.
well the Cowboys won and the Eagles have won 2 in a row.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're still fighting for that division.
I hate hearing about that because the Cowboys, they're not doing that good, and they don't deserve that spot, in my opinion. But
Yeah, I mean, when your whole division stinks, and that whole division does stink, it's just kind of the who is gonna kind of limp to the first place.
Yeah,
right,
we'll
pretty
see.
much.
All right, that's all for the NFL. It is going to be every year. It seems like it comes down to the wire of teams that are going to get in, and I think that's why it's the most fun league is because every game really does count.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I totally agree. What do you want to go on to, man?
I
got a
guess we
lot.
could talk about the movie club.
Yeah, let's go into movie.
Okay,
Because
yeah,
then we
let's
can
do
talk
movie
about the
club.
decade with
Joshua,
movies.
explain Movie Club.
So what the movie club is, every week we talk about our movie of the week, which this movie was Dread. And what we do is we talk about it in its entirety from basically any spoilers that we want to chat about and whether or not we liked it. And so basically it puts us on the same page on a movie. And so this one, 2012, Dread. What do you think, Brett?
I liked it.
Yeah?
I thought he would like
It's
it.
an action
was-
movie.
It was pretty violent.
Oh,
Very
yes.
violent. I
Extremely
forgot
violent.
how violent it was.
It's
It was hurting my
it came out in
stomach.
3D.
Okay.
That's why it pushed a lot of things coming at the screen.
Yeah.
So it
And
was a
slow-mo
3D.
and-
Yeah.
Slow-mo, yeah.
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting is that Carl Urban is the lead character.
Yeah.
But you never see his face, so he's trying to do all these emotions in his mouth.
Yeah.
He's just always like this.
I'm like, what is he doing with his mouth?
He always looks like he smelled a dirty sock. Like he's just like
It's like he's got his mouth real straight, and then like.
He's got to be a man of the law.
I am the law.
One
Yeah.
thing, there was a couple funny parts, but when they used those like turret guns,
That
and
was-
blow up that whole floor.
Yes.
And he shortly after comes back with like her number 2 guy
And just throws him off the
chucks him
edge.
off. I thought that made
And
me
then
laugh
walks
out loud.
away.
Yeah,
was
that was
good.
great.
Yeah.
I don't even really know what else to say about this. I would have liked to have seen Stallone's just so I could compare the two, and maybe I'll end up watching it.
Mm.
But I was a little confused with when she said call 911 and then 4 judges show up and apparently
Yeah.
they're all bad guys. I'm like, well, wait. I'm like, oh, I guess she paid them. They're
Yeah,
dirty.
they're
And she
getting
just
paid
brought
off.
in 4 super armed soldiers to go up
Yep.
against these 2.
And
A rookie who's psychic. That's the weird thing is
see,
the psychic
whole,
ability.
The whole
was
mutant part, I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
that's kind of goofy. This is an
odd.
X-Men,
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
So, but
Well,
you know,
Dread
it's
is a
fine.
comic. I think.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain it's a
Yeah.
comic or graphic novel. So, things you liked about it, things that I liked about it was the camera cuts to the slow-mo drug that really like brought the movie into slow-mo and that brought the saturation color up. It was pretty.
Sure.
The slow-mo death.
Yeah. Oh
like
my
bullets
god.
going through people's faces.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and them falling off the top of the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Carl Urban, he can play a badass really easily.
Yep.
Like
I like him.
He's
Always
a really
liked
good
him
actor.
in Lord of the Rings.
I forgot he's in Lord of the Rings.
Forget his name.
He's
but
an elf, isn't he?
No, he's no.
human.
No, he's human.
Is he
He's the one
human?
that gives the horses to oh my Eowyn, you said, right? That's his name?
I don't know his name.
Eowyn?
Eowyn?
Yeah, he gives the horses to
He is.
Legolas
Yeah. He is.
I
Oh my
can't-
god, I totally forgot he was in
the
that.
Ranger. What is his name?
Aragon
Aragorn.
or Aragorn.
Aragorn. Oh my gosh.
Eowyn was
Wow,
Liv
we're
Tyler's
nerds.
character, wasn't she?
Oh my
What?
god.
Wasn't Eowyn Liv Tyler's character? She was an
Yes.
elf.
Then it was
Yes.
it was something similar. God dang it. I got to look it
Whatever.
up. I got to look it up. Carl Urban.
What, are you looking up his name? I think
Yeah.
it starts with an M.
Carl Urban.
I don't know. He's got long brown hair.
Lord of the Rings. He was bigger in he was in the Two Towers. Oh my god. It didn't even look it up.
Go to IMDb.
There it is. Carl Urban.
He's
Lord
in
of
that
the
one
Rings.
village, isn't he?
Eomer.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't that far
Yeah,
You
off.
were close.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
have been able to.
Eomer. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to guess that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I like him.
totally forgot he was in that. But yeah, he plays a big part in that too.
Mm-hmm.
He's
in,
all over the place.
He's in the movie Red with Malkovich and Bruce Willis.
That's a movie I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, I've seen two. Some of two. The beginning.
really?
Of two.
We've- yeah, we
Helen
both-
Mirren's in it
Yeah,
too.
we both seen
I
some
don't
of
know
it
if I
too,
like
yeah.
her very much. But the actors and actresses in this movie was Carl Urban, Lena Headey, and Olivia.
Boy, she was a bitch, wasn't she?
She plays the same kind of
Man.
role in Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. My mind. is
And she's just nasty with a scar on her face and
Yeah.
bad teeth and
Mhm.
Oh yeah. It's-
terrible.
Oh, she's
just-
a junkie.
She's
Yeah.
a junkie queen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Olivia Thirlby. She's from Juno.
I knew I recognized
I didn't
her.
recognize her at
Yeah.
all, and I haven't seen Juno, so
Oh, that's an interesting teen movie. You
Yeah.
might be too old to see
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna
movie.
say I don't know if he'd like Juno.
It was good when it came out.
Yeah, I mean, we could still appreciate it now,
well,
but I
wasn't
don't.
the screenplay written by some come from nowhere woman?
Probably.
Okay, I don't
or maybe it was
remember.
directed by.
Stop making us look dumb, Brett, because I don't
I
remember
know.
this movie very well. I've only
I
seen
know.
Juno
it's
twice.
It's a good movie.
It is a good teen flick, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I like this movie too. But watching it this time through, I was a little more put off because it didn't have the same effect as watching it for the first time.
Sure.
Because just like I've seen the
Well,
blood,
and it
I've
was like
seen
the perfect runtime, an hour and a half.
yeah.
In and out, it's not 2 hours and 20 minutes of the same stuff.
And there's not too much character backstory that you
No.
need.
No.
The fans want a sequel, but it bombed in the box office. But
Yeah.
it has a cult following, so the
Yeah.
people are. I still want one. I want one now. Like I'm like now that I've
I think
seen
he
it
would
and-
do a good job still. Like he still got it in him to do another movie.
Carl Urban, he's becoming an A-lister. You know, he's been in some big ones, Star Trek.
Well, I mean, he's
and-
in The Boys
The
right
Boys
now,
and-
which is getting season two.
Yeah, the season 2. Yeah, the trailer just came out, and I showed that to you.
Mhm.
It's pretty good.
My turn to pick a movie.
Your turn. What you want?
Have you guys ever seen The Life of David Gale?
I've never even
I
heard
have
of
no
it.
idea what the hell
Okay,
that is.
so that's Kate Winslet and Kevin Spacey.
Oh, okay.
Ooh,
Kevin
okay.
Spacey plays a guy on death row who's telling his story to Kate Winslet, who's a reporter. He was a college professor who got accused of rape. So
This sounds a lot like Dead Man Walking.
So
I
drama.
don't know that one. Yeah.
Drama.
Sean
Okay.
Penn. Sean Penn, Sarah. Oh my gosh, I can't remember her name. But yeah, it's basically a lot like he's on death row and he's confessing his stuff at the end, and it's kind of a emotional movie.
I'll say it again. We should watch this one together if we can,
yeah,
and maybe we should try like before the weekend, just in case,
that'd
if
be
possible.
Friday.
Should be able to.
Okay, or Thursday.
we'll
That
see.
works for us too.
Thursday would
Yeah.
probably be better, actually.
Okay, so the life of David Gale is going to be. When did this come out?
It's early 2000s, I think.
Okay, so it's at least in the other side of the 2000s, because I don't know if I could take any more 90s, 80s
Yeah,
movies.
Need a break from that. Well,
Hey,
Dread
I
was
watched Spice
2012.
World last night.
Better.
Oh
What
my
was it?
God.
Better Dead.
What?
Better, What's that
Oh,
one?
Death Becomes
Yeah,
Her.
that one.
better
Better
off
Dead?
dead. Is that what you were thinking?
Maybe.
Yeah, better
That
dead.
one was 92.
I
but
did have
Dread
somebody at
was
work come
2012.
up to me and go, "I just listened to this week, and by the way, I've seen it, and I like the movie." I'm like, "Thank you."
Well, they're older though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That matters
Whatever.
because we're a younger generation.
Do you want to do our decade?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go right into the
So
decade.
this is the last thing we're going to talk about for the topic of the decade. I think, unless you guys have something for next week.
No, I
No.
think that's right, good.
I mean, we
That's
could probably talk about some interesting, notable things of the decade if we want to get to it next week. But yeah, so the topic of this week is movies or
Well,
films.
we have one more show before Christmas and then one more show before New Year's.
Do we really?
Yep.
So we got to have maybe
Well, I mean, two shows before New Year's.
before the New Year's. Okay, so maybe next week we'll just talk about notable things of the decade.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Alright.
notable things. So this week was film, and you can have 5 and a runner-up because I know everyone needs a runner-up.
So I
almost
actually
didn't really need a
needed-
runner-up.
I have like 4 honorable mentions.
Do you really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to?
Because they're great movies, but I couldn't put them in my top 5.
Now we're not going to say whether or not they're on our list until because even though we have a number 1 or you have a number 1 or something, let's just not say it until we get to our number 1.
Fine.
Yeah, I'll go
I know
along
our
with
list
that.
might be somewhat
because
similar.
yeah, we're gonna have some similar stuff. I saw one of the items on your list and I was like, that might be on mine. So, what's your 4 runner-ups?
So my 4, so no particular order, but Skyfall.
Okay,
Daniel Craig's 3rd Bond movie.
that was a good one actually.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one.
That was the only one of his that I saw in theater.
Yeah,
We saw Skyfall in theater.
and then we also saw the other one, the latest one.
Mhm.
Spectre.
Yeah, that
Spectre.
one was kind of forgettable.
It was okay.
Yeah.
The Martian. That I saw in
Oh,
theater.
Oh, I did
forgot
forget
about
about
The
The Martian.
Martian.
That was a
Yeah.
good film too.
Yeah.
Great. That was a great movie.
Yeah, it was.
And then American Made, which I did not see in theaters, but
Mm.
I watched and I loved it. I guess what I loved about most was it's based on a true story.
American
Mhm.
Made.
That was the Tom Cruise playing the drug
Oh yeah,
trafficker.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah. We
yeah,
watched
yeah.
The
that.
pilot.
Yeah, you showed that
Mhm.
to us.
And then Lone Survivor, which was the
Mark Wahlberg.
The Mark Wahlberg military,
Mhm.
about the true story of 4 Navy SEALs that 3 of them died on a mission and he made it back.
Right.
With the help of some people, some anti-Al Qaeda people, I guess is the best way to say it.
Okay.
But U.S. soldier helped by them because they are standing up against Al Qaeda. So basically,
So
those are my honorable mentions.
my I have a runner-up, and that's John Wick.
Oh, okay.
It just it sparked an entire trilogy, and yeah, I totally spaced that it came out, so late. It was actually 2015, I think.
14, I think was the
14?
first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it feels like it's a lot sooner.
14, 17, and 19, I think.
Yeah. Yep. So that's my runner-up. Alex, you got one?
I have 2.
What's that?
So 2 runner-ups. There's no, which one's which. But Toy Story 3
Okay.
is a runner-up. Really, only because that was I just have so many memories attached to that one in the theater, and it doesn't hit me as hard as it used to watching it now, but just I'm trying to think of the initial reaction. How I pick these movies is the initial reaction it gave me in the theater.
Okay.
Like, what did it pull out of me? And this one was just heart stomping, tears, just ripped my heart in half and then blew it up and then gave me a new one. Like, it was just a
Aw.
very, very, very nostalgic, heartfelt movie.
Okay.
So Toy Story 3, and then my other runner-up is Endgame.
Oh, okay.
So just because it was just such a mind-blowing, it was just it was the top movie.
Mm-hmm.
But it was
2018.
just and it was just, I don't really have to explain Endgame. It's Endgame. It
Right.
was the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's go with our number 5s, guys, because I know we have a lot to hit.
I think I say this every time, but this is just my list of favorites. These are not, I'm not saying these are the best movies of the decade. These
No,
are
of course.
what
These
I
are just like what
loved.
this
It's
is
our
what
list.
this is
Yeah.
our list.
Because I think I said off the air, there's not a single movie on here that was ever up for an Oscar
Yeah.
in this decade on my list. So
Okay.
my number 5 is the Purge series.
Oh, you're just gonna go with the whole
Ooh.
series.
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to pick one, it would be the first. But
Yes, definitely the
um,
first one.
That one has Lena Headey in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second one, not as good. The third one kind of brought in this whole election thing to end the purge, and then the fourth one is a prequel to see how it all started. So I just
Which is actually very good. Like
yeah,
I
I liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it. I'm actually like, why didn't I enjoy those films more than?
No.
Yeah, you really didn't like them.
Like I
I
really
didn't like two.
I like the first one a lot, and I like the prequel. Everything else is kind of like a filler.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Oh, you want to go with mine?
Sure.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The Lego Movie.
I
Yeah.
had that on my list, like,
Yeah.
but it didn't make my.
Dude, it hit
Honorable
all
mention.
the nostalgia.
Yeah, but it was just I also take
I
into
think this is my
consideration
decade of
like
nostalgia because I have like 2 other movies that are
It just-
for nostalgia reasons.
I've watched it so many times.
Yeah, but it's always good.
Yeah. It's always
I'm not watching it right
It's
now.
always fun. You've
Yeah.
seen it plenty of
I've
times. It's
seen
never
it
going to
too
be on our
many
list,
times.
Alex.
Big cast.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
the way they integrated it with live humans made it even better.
Yeah, that was
Mhm.
an interesting take. And
Yeah,
it
I
actually
just wasn't expecting that.
just don't think too hard about it because if you try, it just doesn't work.
Right.
And
No.
It's just fun.
No, that was definitely it was a fun movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your 5? Alex?
My number 5 is Avengers.
The Avengers.
The Avengers.
The first
The
Avengers.
first
That
Avengers
came out in
movie.
2010, right?
I believe so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was,
no. It came out later than that.
That was the
It's probably
first
11. I think
first
Ultron was 12.
that was the first Avengers movie where we watched
No.
it in the theater, and we watched it twice in the theater. And the first time I watched it, it was just there was clapping,
2012.
there was people standing ovation at the end, like it was just like a brand new.
Okay, so why
before all
would
of
you
these,
why would you clap at a movie though?
It's just
I've heard that. I've never done it, but I know I've been in a theater when it's happened before.
like it's a thing, like it's a like I mean it's a general like wow that's a great movie.
Who are you
clap
clapping for?
the movie.
I think you're just happy. So
Yeah, you're
like,
just happy,
I
just
need
like
to-
good show, like.
Jolly good show.
As if like because if this was playing on like back in the day, like they were acting it out on stage, like that's what you do is you'd stand up and you'd
Be a
clap.
hell of a
It's just,
stage.
I know that they we all know that they can't see us, but it's just like a sign of like this was a great
I like
thing.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
That's
that was
why
just
you
like
clap.
I just the music, the just everything about it was just like oh my god, like you'd seen the Thor movie, you'd seen the like all the other like side stories, and then this was the first time everything mashed up and they were all in the same movie.
Right.
Like it was
That
just
was
like a
unbelievable
Yeah,
that
it
it
was like a
happened.
mind blowing. Whoa!
And it worked.
Yeah, it was amazing. That's why I made it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
and I still like watching it.
Yeah. Yeah, we gotta go back and watch the other ones.
Yeah.
We watched.
Okay, number
last one.
4.
Number 4 was a tie because they're not the same movie, but they might as well be, and that's Horrible Bosses / We're the Millers.
That is
Ooh.
well. That's because they both have
Jason,
It's like the same
Um,
movie, pretty much.
what's his last name?
Jason. Oh.
I was
you
gonna say Jason Bourne.
No, I got it here. We're the
I almost said Statham. I know that's not
No,
right.
it's not.
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis.
That's it.
Yeah. For some reason, I had Statham in my head too.
They're so funny.
It's a good. Yeah,
And
I like
him-
We're the Millers more. I think.
Charlie Day is just a little bit too much, but him with Bateman.
Why do you guys have an issue with Charlie Day?
I don't like him. He's over the top.
He when he
He's annoying.
yells, his voice gets all high.
That's
and
okay.
It's just a
No.
little bit too much.
No, I don't like
No, I
him.
still
Wow.
think he's hilarious, and in this movie especially.
Yeah.
But that We're the Millers is I saw that in theaters, and I remember it wasn't full, but there was quite a few people in there, and we
Mhm.
were all rolling.
Yeah, it's
at
pretty
this
good.
movie.
Pretty good, funny stuff. I like
And
it.
it's just hard to find really funny movies like that. today.
Yeah, because a lot of it's a little like too slapstick, or the
Or the people
writing's
don't want
bad,
to
or-
don't want to offend anybody.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you gotta just let loose in a comedy movie. You gotta just know. Like for example, like one of them that would kind of fill in with that would be like Vacation,
Yeah.
but that has like
Nobody, like 10 people watch that movie. And
Right.
It's a shame
Yeah.
because it's funny.
it's a funny
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, I actually I wish we can go watch. We should watch that again. Actually.
We should.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good movie.
So my number 4 is Logan.
I was
nice.
looking at that one.
How could you not have it?
I like it, but it's
I
don't
need to watch
know.
it again.
The serious role of Wolverine.
Yeah.
You know, I guess they've all been pretty serious. Like you had, X-Men Origins Wolverine was really bad. And then The Wolverine actually had some good serious stuff to it. And then
That one
Logan.
critically did well, didn't it?
The Wolverine. Yeah, but I passed on that one. And I still haven't seen that one all the way through.
No?
No, and I've actually fell off a lot of X-Men movies. Like I
Well,
just gave up.
yeah.
mean-
Plus, Dark Phoenix didn't do any good.
No, and Fantastic Four is supposed to be was supposed to bring it into the seriousness role, and it just didn't work.
Kaboom.
It did work with Logan though, and it was dark and bloody, and yeah, it was good. It was a good emotional Marvel movie.
It was.
And that was one of the nostalgia things that brought back, like I loved Wolverine as a kid. He's probably one of my favorite X-Men of all time.
Mm-hmm.
So they brought Logan into this like dark, gritty area, and not expected. It was really good.
It was the first rated R.
Yeah.
Well,
Deadpool.
Well, okay, I guess, yeah. So we had Deadpool, but Logan kind of followed suit with the whole rated R.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just been.
It was like a
that
trial,
way.
like, let's try these rated R.
DC's been doing it.
Yeah.
They should just make all their stuff rated R because DC is dark.
Yeah.
Like think about like the Joker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dark. So Alex, your number 4.
I totally forgot to put Joker on my list.
Do you want that as your number 4?
All right, it's going to be tied.
Okay.
Actually, no. No, I'm not going to tie it with number 4. Okay, so my number 4 is John Wick series.
Are you just gonna go with the series?
Just all of them. I mean, the first one's the best one, but I
They
like all of them.
Well, 2 and 3 are pretty tied together.
yeah, it was kind of like a split movie, but
Well, even 2 starts up pretty much right after 1, but
It does.
3 especially starts up right after 2.
Yeah.
You just
I need
don't
to
think
watch
about
3
that.
again because I've only seen it the one time in theaters, and I just haven't
Yeah, we
watched
gotta
it.
watch
Yet.
No.
them all through again too.
I really, really enjoyed, and it was just one of those movies you're like, I don't know, like, and then you turn it
Same,
on, and it
yeah.
was just like, holy shit.
Well, it's because I
Like,
showed that to you. I was like, "We gotta watch John Wick," and you're like, "Okay."
Okay.
Well, I watched it for the first time with you guys. Like, that wasn't my first time, your first time, or at least yours.
No, not
Matt-
mine.
It might have been mine. I don't remember.
Because I saw it when I was with a couple of buddies, and
I
was like,
had
"Oh,
to
this is
have
great."
brought it. It had to be your first time then, because I remember I brought them over,
Yeah, you did.
and I'm like, let's just watch 1 now, and we watched it right then.
I think it was for 2.
yeah,
I don't know. We didn't go to theaters for 2, did we?
No, because I brought 1 and 2
We did 3.
to you,
We did for 3.
and
Yeah.
you brought weren't you on vacation or something when you saw 3?
Yeah,
Didn't
we
you
went
see it with your dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was.
Because
Yeah,
I didn't.
totally
I
gapped
think
on
I
that.
saw it by myself.
Oh yeah. Anyways, so yeah, John Wick is a really good trilogy. I wish that they would kind of find it. Like that's one thing that bothers me about movies. Like Rogue One, we were talking about that movie today, or while we were watching it over the weekend. I was like, that's why this movie's so good. It's because it's so final. It has a story arc entirely. Now you got the movies that have to have that cliffhanger or something, and you don't
It's
need that
because
necessarily.
They want the money of the next movie.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I mean, was there any doubt that John Wick 3 was going to end in a cliffhanger?
I didn't think they
I
would
don't
do
know.
that. I didn't think
I
they
knew
would do
it.
that.
I knew they would.
All right,
So,
where we at? Number 3?
My turn.
Yeah, 3.
Jurassic World.
You put that on your
Really?
top
I was
5.
wondering if you were gonna.
And
do
the reason
any-
why I did is because it brought a very popular franchise, The Next Generation, in.
Yeah.
And I just remember thinking it in theater, saying, "Holy crap, this is great!"
Yeah.
And it's too bad they couldn't follow it up with something great.
No, it
But
was terrible.
That, if you just left that alone, it was a great nod to Jurassic Park in a
Yeah.
new way, and it was just a lot of fun.
I don't know what the heck they did with the sequel. Fallen Kingdom just ruined it.
Yeah.
And now it's kind of like this
just-
Star Wars coming out is going to try to fix what was done with 8.
Yeah. and
Whereas-
hopefully they don't mess it up.
Whereas like Fallen Kingdom, the sequel coming after that has all of the cast from the original Jurassic Park, the main 3. I think they're just trying to fix something
Well,
there.
and I don't know if they've said if the main 3 are going to have huge roles. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't, because it's still technically Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's show.
Yeah, okay.
So, and I thought they were fine characters, especially Chris Pratt.
Chris Pratt,
She was kind
yes.
of,
Yeah, right.
you could do without her, but Chris Pratt was great.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
thought he made a good.
I mean, a
Good addition.
What are they like? Just a scout ranger guy, like a guy who's been
I don't know. It's Chris Pratt. It was all right
animal
with
lover.
me.
Number 3 next. Number 3.
Number 3, I'm gonna go with Avengers Endgame. That was your runner-up.
It was a runner-up. Yeah.
Yeah. Took 10 years for this film to come out. It took 10 plus years for
Only because they had to put a bunch before it.
Yeah, and you had to think about. And Brett, you consider it filler, and you can consider it that.
Well, I don't know if I would classify it as filler. I would classify it as they have so many characters, they got to have them in their movies, and of course they want money, so they know that each movie is going to sell big. So.
Right. It's not like they're pouring out another Iron Man.
No,
they stopped at 3. They were like, "This is all it's going to be," and they're bringing out a 4th Thor. They don't need a 4th one.
Yeah, we do.
Shut up with you.
I'm all right. We can have 10 Thors.
No, and it came to a close, and it was very nice. And there was a deleted scene that I showed Alex that they didn't have in the movie that actually showed Tony's daughter grown up and everything.
Yeah, I heard about this.
And a lot of people had an issue with that, like even existing. And I was like, yeah, it kind of ruined
really
the
like
timing and pacing of Tony's sacrifice. Spoiler alert. But yeah, it was a good movie, good film. That's my number 3.
Okay, number 2.
Don't you have to do number 3?
Or did I? Oh, number 3, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh,
really?
Nice.
Of course you would.
Yeah, that movie's
you really
amazing.
like
You know how wrong that movie is, though?
I don't care.
That
movie is
take it for what it
amazing.
is.
Oh, it's good for what it is, yeah.
Don't
That
take
movie
it
is
for
amazing.
historical accuracy.
It's too I don't think they had enough sacrifice in it, you know. Like it seemed a little too easygoing. No, not for you.
That movie just gets me pumped, and
It's good.
it's just a very good
buy it?
movie. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we bought it.
Oh yeah. As soon as it came out, I got it.
Yeah.
Watched all the deleted scenes, all the behind the scenes. Like I watched everything.
She did it all.
That's one thing. Well, I would say that's one thing that you miss from not buying physical copies. But a lot of the digitals do have extras.
Well, if you're just doing a streaming service, you're not getting extras.
Not if you're if you own them digitally, like if you buy them just digitally, you usually get the extras depending on the service. Because like on iTunes, most of them have extras.
I can't tell you the last time I watched a special feature.
You know, I don't think to do it
Bohemian
either.
Rhapsody.
But if it's a movie that I was really interested in the story, and a lot of times it's the true story stuff, like The Lone Survivor. I watched every minute of everything that it had because the story just fascinated me.
It was good, I'm sure. Yeah.
Number 2.
Number 2, mine is the Lego Movie.
Nice.
Ooh, I didn't realize it'd be that high for you.
I just remember thinking, I don't even know why we went and saw it. Thinking back,
I think it was just because it looked funny.
It looked funny. It was a fun thing. They never did it before.
And I was a Lego fan.
And we went and saw it a second time.
Yeah.
With Jer.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
I think, didn't we see it in 3D?
I don't think so.
I don't remember.
But it was. And it's funny. It's really funny.
Still funny today. Like I'll still laugh my ass off to it.
Yeah.
Especially Bad Cop throwing the chair.
And I always think back when they're falling down and they land in the Western world.
Yeah.
And what's his name?
Emmett.
Emmett lands and he's still screaming. He's just
I like the outtake where he can't stop screaming. I think something's wrong. It's a really good movie. And unfortunately the sequel didn't live up to it.
I haven't even watched it yet.
Oh, you haven't? That should be the
it's
movie.
No.
Why not?
I didn't like it.
Yeah, I figured that would be one. Just watch in my own time.
Yeah.
That's good.
I didn't think it was like I really wanted it to be like.
You didn't see that with us?
Definitely was not good. Was Lego Batman.
No, that was terrible.
No.
Terrible film.
That was like.
That was definitely like I wanted to like it, but
I thought
was no.
Surely it'll be good because Lego Movie was good.
Now apparently what I haven't seen, but Josh
I was showing you Ninjago.
Yeah, Lego
Loloid.
Yeah, so apparently that one's really good. I still have yet to sit through that one.
You weren't interested.
I just didn't like want to watch it for some reason. I need to have the ambition to watch it.
It's just Lloyd, Dad. Lloyd. Losing Brett over here.
That's great.
My number 2 is Mad Max Fury Road.
I saw that. Like,
I saw that
on
on
the
some
list.
lists
Yeah.
of when I was looking up movies.
Dude,
Aesthetically, that movie's
the
very cool.
When if you ever saw a trailer for Mad Max, that what's ever been in the trailer is only in the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Everything else is just you have no idea what's going to happen in this film. I had no idea how this film was going to turn out. I went in just expecting nothing, and I came out wildly impressed with all the visuals, the action. It's a decade-defining flick for me. Like, it's pretty darn, like, you think of the 2010s, you got Mad Max Fury Road. That Tom Hardy, good job. And he didn't have too many lines.
Nope.
He hardly talked.
Nope. Mm-mm.
Just silent dude. Yeah, it was really. Charlize Theron did most of the work on that film. It was a good movie. Good film.
All right.
Your number 2?
My number 2? I thought Brett does number 2.
He already did it.
I do number 2. Oh, my number 2, and there's a tie with it. But the Joker.
Yeah.
Is gonna be my number 2. I don't really have a reason. Like, it's the Joker movie that I've been waiting for.
Yeah. It was really good.
It's
But the thing is, it's not superhero Joker.
No. I really liked how they got into his psyche, and you got to see how, like, it's just everything about that movie was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then tied with that was It, the first one, chapter 1.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, and then why that's on there is because the only reason I went and saw this movie is because the three of us were like, let's just go see it for fun. Like, we've never seen the first one. Let's just go, because it was like, oh my gosh, you're remaking It.
Yeah.
You know, let's go see a scary movie. And then, like, just the memory I have of all three of us sitting in the theater going like, I can't believe we're actually seeing this movie on purpose. And then after that, I was like, I thought I was going to get my guts scared out of me. And it actually ended up sticking with me to go, like, I want to watch it again. Like, just color-wise, cinematography, the way everything is shot, the acting from the children. I was like, it's not that scary. It's honestly just a very good movie. And then for it to be a scary movie on top of that, like a horror film.
Yeah.
Like, it just blew me away.
It's really good.
And then the acting from Bill Skarsgård, like, he became one of my favorite actors.
He's good.
Like, he's just a really cool guy.
I still haven't seen chapter 2 yet.
No.
Wow. Okay.
That's 3
That's
hours.
not
It's definitely not like,
It's not one I'm watching by myself, though.
No. We'll have to see it a second time.
it's not scary. There's one scene in the whole, it's just like the first one. There's one scene, and it's the very first scene in the first one that actually gets me.
Yeah, but then you're kind of on edge the whole time.
Right.
Yeah.
So
But,
you're just
yes,
kind
that's-
of waiting
that's,
for it to happen.
That's my number 2. I really enjoyed it. Like, that was my number 1 movie for that year. Like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it.
2017, I think, right?
And that's a big deal for me, having a scary horror movie like as a number 1 kind of thing.
Yeah, and the sequel wasn't too terrible, but it just
It was not.
It
wasn't. I don't think it compared to 1.
No. There's
No.
a lot of dark themes that you have to know the book.
Yeah.
Pretty
Okay.
much.
All right, that was my number 2.
Number 1.
Number 1, John Wick.
It's your number 1.
I was like, damn, you haven't had John Wick on your list
And
yet.
the reason why, I don't think these movies would be what they are without Keanu Reeves.
No.
His training video is probably what boosted it.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely
And-
not.
Well, people thought that the first one was like his B-list movies, like, oh, he's doing B-list action movies like
No.
Nicolas Cage does now.
Oh, these are so much
They're
better than
really good.
anything, any of Nick Cage's B-list.
If it wasn't for that training video, I don't think it would have caught as much.
No, maybe not, but you'd have, that was just thrown out there. That kind of stuff is in the extras.
He does most of his own stunts.
Yeah, and the amount of training, like and I've really only watched the extras on one.
Yeah.
And they said that he was training for like 6 hours a day.
Yeah, like
and
full
then
time.
going to, for like 6 months before they even
Right.
started shooting.
Yeah.
And he did the same thing for The Matrix, but no one makes a big deal out of that.
Yeah.
Like, he learned jujitsu and stuff already, and then he said it again in John Wick. I'm like, but you already knew, dude.
And just the kind of guy that he is publicly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's been funding, I didn't know this, he's been funding like children's hospitals all over the US.
He's a nice guy.
He's just a complete humanitarian.
Have you seen his girlfriend?
She's like 60.
Yeah.
That just came out like publicly.
Have you seen her?
No.
You want to see her?
Sure.
And
I'm gonna show her.
apparently, so this is not.
I know that he's been
there-
married
there's-
before, right?
Well,
No.
he had a serious girlfriend who died,
That's what it was.
and
Okay.
he even admitted that that's like it. it's a lifetime to get over that. Like you
Yeah.
just don't get over that. But he does have a girlfriend.
Yeah. Her
but-
name.
She looks
Oh.
old, but he's not a young man. I mean, he's in his 50s.
Right. Right. I'm gonna put this on our YouTube screen. So yeah, look at her. She's okay. So it's just like
I mean, she's not. I would have thought that she looked older, but
yeah.
no, she's. I mean, good for her.
So yeah,
He's in his 50s, right?
yeah, he's
Yeah.
like 53 or 54.
Right. Right.
But you wouldn't know it if you looked at these movies.
no.
Now again,
No.
John Wick was the first John Wick was in 2014, so that's 5 years ago, which isn't a great amount of time. He wasn't quite 50, but he looked like he was in his late 30s in that movie, maybe
Right.
early 40s.
Yeah.
Right.
Um,
He's
but,
almost ageless.
yeah,
He's
I've-
kind of like a.
But I mean,
Will
when you
Smith.
see young Keanu Reeves, you're like, okay, yeah, he looks
Yeah, yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
young.
but and that's I mean, these are ridiculous gun porn movies,
Pretty much.
which I like guns, so that's what I enjoy about these movies as well. Even though it's nobody can do that,
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
but they're just a lot of fun, and him playing that part makes it even better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My number one is Toy Story 3.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Okay.
Decade defining for me because it basically enters you into adulthood as a child,
Yeah. Yeah. That's what it.
giving
yeah.
up on a lot of things. Like 4 was actually, I think about 4, and that one's pretty darn good about kind of just moving on from your past and doing new things. But 3 was really
3's like you just.
the emotion.
It's just how it reminds you of you with the day that you finally were like, I don't want to play with my toys anymore.
Right.
Like kind of thing. Like it's just that line of I'm too old now. Like I'm out of it. I'm leaving that childhood.
Sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So that's my number one.
But remembering the relationship you had
Oh,
with your toys.
Well, yeah, that was one thing, and giving them up, oof.
I think a lot of my favorite toys are either still in a bag here or they're at my mom's.
You still got to see it, Brett.
4.
3.
No, I've seen 3.
No, he saw 3.
When
3
did you
was one of our.
It was one of our
movies.
movies.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I remember saying, and I still feel this way, that it did not have the emotional connection to me as it did with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Excuse me.
But 4, I'm surprised that's not on Disney Plus yet.
No.
It's stupid that it's not. So. it's my
Your
3.
number 1.
My number 1 is Rogue One.
No
Nice.
way.
Yeah.
Nice.
That is, and the reason
You
why.
fell asleep to the.
I was really tired this week. No,
Yeah,
the
but not the
reason
first time we saw
the
it.
reason
No.
why Rogue One is my number 1 is because I didn't want to see this movie.
Yeah.
Like I was just, oh my god,
Zero
another
expectations.
Star Wars story. I don't get it. I wasn't excited. There was a new cast, and there was absolutely nothing about this movie that made
Is
me
it
go.
because it was a side story?
I didn't want to see it because I didn't understand it. I didn't know where it sat in the.
Are you glad that you didn't?
Oh
know?
yeah, yeah. Like it's
Going in
just-
with that's what we're doing with 9. I'm
Yeah.
going in with I don't know anything about it.
Like,
other than the one trailer.
just I don't know. Rogue One is just it's amazing. It's my favorite Star Wars movie. Like it's just everybody dies,
Yeah.
but it shows you just how. I started watching Star Wars at episode 4.
So you've started basically since the beginning.
Yeah,
Like
like
me.
everybody else.
Yeah.
So
Our generation did.
Yes.
so
Yes.
yeah,
And the
so
one
just
before us.
having to know a better understanding of what's going on in 4, like what led up to it, and I just didn't understand. Looking at all the trailers for it, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't want to see it. I think this is gonna be stupid. It's gonna flop. And then we went and we saw it, and I was like, this is freaking amazing.
You know, if you think about
That's
how
good.
4 opens, they basically gloss over what happened in Rogue One just real quick.
Right,
Yeah.
right in the line.
Real
Yeah, I was
quick.
watching A New Hope last week, and I saw
Yeah,
that on the
just
thing.
that first 20 minutes in that ship or whatever, and then
Like I just didn't
you put that
understand
to a
like
movie
the
and it
Death
has a lot
Star
of-
and like all of the importance.
It's in
of
the crawl,
it
though.
and-
yeah,
It says that.
yeah. It's just you don't feel the magnitude of
No.
what happened.
That's why 4. Like I remember watching 3 and seeing the end of 3 and just feeling despair. And then like you see 4 and you're like you're supposed to be happy in 4 and you can't be because 3's so down. Then you go to Rogue One, and it's like it leaves you on an interesting high note.
I got so attached to new characters too. Like I really enjoyed. I don't remember what the frick his name is, but the ninja guy that's blind. I can never remember what his name
Donnie
is.
Yen is his
He's
real
weird.
name.
I got it out.
But that guy is awesome. And then K2SO, he was a really cool robot or droid that was amazing.
Okay,
like
so
those were my favorite characters.
Yeah, K2, Chirrut.
Chirrut? Yeah.
Yep.
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
Yeah. Yep. And then there's Baze, Jin, and Cassian.
Yeah. Those are my 2 that really popped out, and I was like, wow, I really like these guys. Like,
It's a good
I don't know.
film.
It was very easy to like.
I'm surprised we don't own that one.
I own it digitally, but not
Yeah.
on physical.
Well, I'm thinking about buying all the Star Wars when it's all done.
I
after
have.
this.
Well, that's the thing. Will it ever be all done?
No, well, after 9. It's the
This is
Skywalker
supposed to-
saga.
yeah, it's
I
supposed to be-
have
yeah.
the original. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on Blu-ray,
Yeah.
but I do not have any of the others physically. I have Rogue One and Force Awakens digitally,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't have Solo or 8.
You're not going to buy
I
8.
don't think I can. Bring
We have
myself
to watch 8 though. We have to. I just wonder if I can look at it a different light. You're looking at it. You're giving a squished face like, no.
I almost want to not watch it just as a protest.
9?
8.
8. Well, I mean,
don't watch it again.
It's
As
okay.
a protest.
No one's going to know.
I know, but I just says
They're going to
as
miss
a-
your click.
just to not that. It's for me to say,
I kind of
want to
go back
crap.
here. How about this? We just go
Don't do
back
it.
and listen to our aftercasts, and
I think I did.
then
No, I
just
don't
listen
know
to
if I
what
did.
our reaction was.
I'm really excited to have a guest on here.
Yeah.
Wait, Andrew's going to be our. Are you all right?
Oh, my throat's really dry.
We need
Yeah.
to get to the fan topic because we are running out of
And
time.
we got to do some other stuff. We got to talk about a couple other things too. So the fan topic of the week is kids these days. ... And we didn't get a lot of responses on this one because I'm sure we left it too open ended.
Yeah.
I mean, but we were talking about kids over the past few days. I'm like, man, kids these days, they're not gonna, like we were just talking, like kids these days aren't gonna live the Star Wars stuff like we did. Like a lot of times, unless the parents are bringing them up properly.
Yes.
Are you gonna parent shame somebody on Star Wars?
No.
Yeah. What's the order?
I say watch them the way that they came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the actual by
Yes.
year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do we got on our social media, or do we have some stuff that we could say first? Or do you want to go?
Well, we
with-
have one comment.
we have one comment that you can
Yes.
go to.
Mhm.
Yeah. What's up?
So kids these days have, and this is from Heather on Facebook, have no idea what it's like to have to deal with AOL.
The dial-up or the service?
I mean AOL.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean when anybody our age says AOL, I think it's a whole dial-up. Like just it's slow. It's glitchy. If someone picks up the phone, you get offline, and then you have to wait 10 minutes to get back on. And
Yeah.
it's just annoying.
Yeah, I'm there with you. Like
Mhm.
kids, like
Well, the
dial-ups.
the
Right.
Everybody
internet,
has it now.
The
right
internet
now.
experience is very different now.
It
than
is.
I mean, look at what
was.
we're doing right now.
Right. This is
Imagine
unheard
doing
of.
that on AOL. No.
Well, trying to do an audio recording we thought was going to be a really expensive venture. Turns out not so much.
No.
So no, I agree. Yeah, dial-up is a big deal, and there are still some people in this world that do not have the internet that
Broadband.
we have.
Don't
Yeah,
have.
My mom only got rid of AOL like 2 years ago.
it was a little bit more than that.
No.
it was probably like 5 years ago.
We moved here 6 years ago, and
Yeah.
it's within that 6 years that she switched from AOL to FiOS or
Yeah,
whatever she has.
and it's really not that fast.
But it was like, hey, Mom, it's 2015 or 16,
Yeah.
and she still has AOL from the 90s.
I'm
You gotta-
surprised
you gotta
people still
upgrade.
offered it.
Right?
Yeah, you pay for it. It's called like AOL. We looked it up last night. It was like AOL Deluxe or
You said gold or
gold.
diamond.
Yeah, something like that. Gold or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still a thing.
Yeah. Weird. Okay.
Weird.
Weird. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys have to say on this?
I've got one on my social media.
Oh. Okay.
Because I shared it as well, and I got someone that commented. It was from our friend Shane. He said, "Kids these days." Let me find it. Actually, I gotta find my my. That was on Friday, right?
I think we posted it on. It was either Friday or
It was Friday.
Saturday.
Yeah, here it is. Okay. Kids these days are disrespectful AF.
See, I knew that was gonna come.
They kind of are though, but I mean that's every generation.
That's
I
Hey,
feel
well,
like it's every generation.
My days were,
Oh,
I'm sure
yeah.
we were just as bad.
I was really bad, I'm sure.
I think it's just. I think we see it more because
definitely see it more, 'cause
We
we're not
see
kids.
it more. No, yeah. Okay, I get you. Like we see it more because we're not kids anymore. But I think we see it more because it's
We have cameras
we have
available at all
cameras
times.
everywhere,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
we actually physically see it more
Yes.
versus just hearing stories from back in the day. Like that's how parents would hear about it. It's like, oh, did you hear this kid was disrespectful, or did you see this kid or whatnot? And now you just pop on the internet and go on the news.
There's proof right there.
Yeah, and you see all of these videos of kids beating each other up or taking down a homeless person or somebody old and kicking them, and I'm like that just makes me mad. I'm like, man, we weren't like that when we were growing up. And I'm like, but I'm sure there were kids like that when we were growing up. Like, you just don't hear about it.
Because
you don't see about it back then.
If there's no video proof, no one cares.
Well,
I wouldn't say nobody cares.
No,
just like-
it's not as
It doesn't hit you
newsworthy.
as
doesn't
hard.
get the attention.
Right.
It
It
doesn't.
doesn't hit hard. It's like, oh, they beat him up, whatever. No one's going to tell someone else's story about that unless there's a video or something being reported on.
Well, or it's just forgotten almost immediately.
Right, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because, inner city kids versus outer city kids would probably be more used to hearing things about that and it just wouldn't get to them.
Mm-hmm.
News spreads differently now.
Yep.
So it's not that they're disrespectful, any different than we were as well. Because I was loud and obnoxious. I remember being loud and obnoxious as a teenager.
Mhm.
Thought it was hilarious.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm certain I annoyed everybody around me.
Yep.
Do you remember us doing the Meyer thing, hitting each
we
other? And
did so much stupid stuff.
yeah, we'd go into
Yeah.
stores and
Like
play with the
Walmart
ball,
Meyer and
the ball pit.
Yeah.
Didn't fall in the ball pit though. I would not do that. That's terrible.
That's terrible.
Where
yeah,
it comes crashing off the,
Yes.
yeah.
just destroys it.
That
completely.
elastic thing that holds all
We
the.
did get kicked out of Meyer though.
We did.
Yeah.
I think it's because.
I don't remember who was it. Jared got kicked out, or
Well, we were hitting each other with those foam baseball bats
Yeah.
and lightsabers.
I know,
and
but
stuff.
who got kicked out first, or was it Trent?
No, Trent actually wanted to buy something.
Oh, is that why we were
He
there?
wanted to buy a CD.
Oh, I think that's why we were in there. We all got kicked out for goofing around.
You assholes.
Hey, it wasn't my store. You know what? I was 18. It's fine.
Yeah, that's just what we did.
Actually,
We
I was
didn't have.
probably
You know,
19.
you're
I
old
should've
enough to
known
like
better.
stay out late and do whatever you want, but you're not old enough to go out anywhere. So it's like the age of mischief.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be worse now too. Like,
Yeah. So do you have anything personally?
Personally, I just think that kids these days, I think that they get a bad rep.
Let's say a little bit that I think they have it harder than we ever did.
Absolutely.
And
Because there's more expectation.
that and the internet is a big part of that.
Absolutely.
Whereas, I mean, you think you don't just get bullied at school now. If you're not getting bullied at school, you're also getting bullied online.
Okay, so did you ever do any internet stuff as a kid? Like I'm gonna say like elementary
What do you
to
mean?
middle
What do you mean,
school.
internet stuff.
Did you ever play online with anybody?
A little-
wasn't
little
available to
bit, but
me.
yeah,
I did.
it wasn't readily available until probably junior high
I did.
and high school.
I played Warcraft 2 online,
Yeah, I didn't do that. No.
and you could text to each other. You could message
I
each
think
other.
the
on that.
first time I ever did anything online with somebody was us playing Halo.
Really?
Yeah,
Nuh-uh.
I don't. No, I
No
don't.
No,
Think
we
way.
did the
Mm.
messenger and like
Well, no, that's different. Yeah, chat rooms. No, that's whatever. I'm
Okay.
talking like you're playing a video game with someone, you're gonna get bullied.
No,
like those
I-
are social forums.
I didn't do that. No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
and the chat rooms.
Chat rooms were toxic. That's
you
where you
figured
didn't
it
want
out
to go.
pretty quick.
Or you were like me and you went into chat rooms
Yeah.
looking for a fight, like just like to try to be like the. I don't know. That's what I did. I went into like
you
adult.
wanted to fight people?
no, I
You
like-
troll.
No, like I would watch chat and like someone would try to be like the bigger person like in the chat. Then I would say some kind of thing and be
What?
a teenager. Oh yeah, I did that for fun.
I've never known this of you.
Yeah, I would just go in there and just be like, I know how to talk, kind of thing, talk smack, and then I'd get banned from the chat.
You?
Oh yeah, I did that.
I never did anything. Alex is mean.
Yeah.
She's a troll.
I wasn't like bullying anybody, but it was just like a.
What? Give an example.
I can't really. There was just people would be bashing on anybody else, and I don't know. I remember like everyone going like, oh, like in the conversation. Like,
No,
I was like, I can't believe you
you have
said
to
that.
you have to come up with a scenario.
No, I can't tell you honestly.
Okay.
That's all that I really had.
Yeah, there's not much really like
I
kids.
didn't do mine.
What?
I didn't do mine.
What's yours?
It's like kids these days don't know what it's like not to have a cell phone.
That's one thing. Yeah.
Like it's
See,
a
yours-
really big
That's
deal.
very
That's-
oddly specific.
well, it's very.
It
true.
is.
You could put
You can
it.
be that specific. Wow, you're
under-
bashing her.
No, I just mean that you. When I say they have it harder than ever before, I think that's a big part of it as well,
Okay.
Mhm.
because they have a cell phone. I think that right away puts them at a competition between other kids.
And them as an adult,
All right,
too.
here's
Yeah.
all right. So we're in our 30s, and we're talking about kids these days, like the young kids and the teenagers. What I'm wondering now is 15 years from now, when these kids that we're talking about are grown up and they're our age, what their definition of kids these days is going
Sure.
to be like. That's mind
Would
blowing
be
right
an
there.
interesting.
I want to
thing,
listen
yeah.
to that podcast 15 years from now, kids these days. But no, it's just like because of cell phones, I think that really brought
They don't know what it's like.
socialism, or not socialism, is that right?
Socializing.
Socializing.
Socialism is a political.
Yeah, socializing like
standpoint.
to a minimum. Like
You-
it brought it like up because you're on like the phone, but personalize.
You say they don't know
Very
what it's
personal.
like to not have it, but while that's true, do you think you would you think you could go without it now?
A cell phone.
Yeah.
I don't.
The only reason
No.
that I'm more into my phone now is because we're doing things like the podcast, because we're doing things
No.
more like Twitch.
Go back to just your basic communication.
Oh,
Being able
I
to.
would be. Oh, I'd be
Be-
so much less.
Josh had to, like, if I could leave the house and keep my phone, like, where's your phone? Oh, I left it inside. Like, I could, back before we started the podcast.
Well, it's
and
more of
being
an emergency item for me.
Well,
Yeah,
Exactly.
I would
That's what it
literally
is.
only have it for an emergency purpose.
You're
But
still
at the same
having
time,
it.
I would
Yeah.
leave the car, or leave and go in the car. And Josh goes, "What's emergency?" And I'm like, there's millions of people around us that have cell phones.
You're
like,
not-
it's just
okay.
like I just thought about 10 years ago when I didn't have a cell phone, you just figure it out that way.
Okay.
It's kind of odd. Like you think about it. Like how did people just know things like that?
Yeah, I made it through high school without a cell phone.
Same, but once you're given the dumbed down thing, your brain's just gonna start thinking about other things that you think are more important.
I mean, the other
Because
thing,
you don't have to. This
other
is storing
thing
your
that,
maps. It's
that-
storing your phone book.
yes.
You don't
Yeah.
need that information.
kids these days will also not know what it's like to take a picture and have to wait for it to be developed.
Well, yeah,
Like that's the other thing too.
that annoys me. Oh
you
my
were
god.
you were perfect at taking selfies. By the way, Josh was like a selfie
I always
king.
yeah.
Like taking
good.
like him and I have so many pictures together, which is like our best pictures together of an actual disposable camera with him and I behind us, like we're taking a selfie, and he would take it like to our
I'd
nose,
center it.
pull it out and click it, and then we would have to wait a couple weeks after we were all done with it and he's visited. And then we go and we drop it off at CVS or Walgreens, wait for it to get developed, and then he would get to see the pictures because he would go back to South Dakota. He would get them developed, see them, then send me them in the mail, and then I get to see them like a month later.
That's how a selfie worked.
That was a selfie.
Yeah. It kind of
Yep.
annoys me that kids, they automatically just generate to, ooh, let me see it. It's
Oh,
like,
let me see it.
No, hold on a second.
No, they won't know what they will never know what that's like.
Yeah.
Guess not.
Developing film and having to wait, or 1 hour photo, which was never 1 hour. You would go back and go, oh, it's just not quite done yet.
Yeah.
Kids will never know 1 hour photo.
So, Brett, you actually had a topic of the week
do.
for next week, and this is the first time.
So since we are going into Christmas, tell us about your worst family holiday gathering experience,
Ooh,
Worst gathering experience.
worst gathering experience.
because there's a lot of drama in families. A lot of times it's not talked about,
Mm-hmm.
but it just
I have one, but I don't know how personal I got to get on this.
okay. And it doesn't even have to be dramatic. It could just be like, the house caught on fire or something,
Whew.
or the tree exploded.
Oh, just
I got a couple now.
Maybe it doesn't have to be gathering, just worst experience around the
the
holidays.
I got a couple. Yeah.
But
Okay.
I just everybody gets together for Christmas, so that's why I went to that.
I will actually not be seeing my family for Christmas for the first time in like a decade. But I'll be
Wow.
spending time with Alex's family for the first time in like
Like
a
a
decade.
decade.
So it's actually going to
Okay.
be nice because I don't have to travel this time. But we are going to. We're going to Chicago next week. We're going to
Yeah.
go see Jer.
What
So,
day?
It's a Friday.
Friday? Next Friday?
27th.
Like the week from this coming Friday?
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like after Christmas.
Right.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We need to move it quite along here. We probably only have time for one more.
I've got two things I want to say. One of them is with Starbucks, and the other thing is the How I Met Your Mother item.
All right, well, go ahead.
So the Starbucks item, I'm going to do the Starbucks one first. I'm going to play an audio here, and I'm going to see if I can find it. Where the heck did I find it? So there's a guy who was working for Starbucks, and he was trying to get promotion and stuff with Starbucks, and eventually so this is a profane song. There's going to be cussing.
Did he write it?
Yes.
He performed it?
Yes, and it's on YouTube.
Okay.
So I'm going to get it going here. So this audio is 1 minute and 48 seconds long. So he quit his job by writing a song. So here we go. I'm going to put it on the mic. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
Hello everybody, can I get your attention super quick for 1 second? I've been working here for a few years and it's been so nice to work here with lovely coworkers, see all your lovely faces every single day. And I have a song for my manager, but I also hope you enjoy it. Dear manager, I've been working here for so long. I've got something that I want to tell you, so I thought I would say it in a song. Fuck this, I quit. Fuck this place, I quit. I don't want to work for someone who treats their employees like shit. I found a way better job. Today was my last day. I know I've got like 10 more shifts to work, but fuck it, I'm not gonna show up to them anyway. And it feels so good to say, fuck this, I quit. Fuck this place, I quit. I'm gonna miss my coworkers, my lovely customers. But you can take that time that you tried to get the company to fire me for something you told me to do, or that time when I said I wanted to work towards a promotion, but you laughed in my face and said I'm never getting a promotion, and shove it up your large bum hole. Sorry, venti bum hole. 'Cause I fucking quit.
That's very impressive.
I don't even know what to say about that.
Okay. Now you gotta have the thought. I hope he had that poor of a job to make it that
I hope
to make a
he
scene.
got a new job before he did this, because that manager could have got this video and sent it to his next employer.
Right, but
That's the kind of shit that can follow you around the rest
it
of your
can.
life.
Depends
Oh,
on
yeah.
your job, though.
That's
Well,
true.
maybe.
Someone else
For me?
someone else as a manager could have gone like, I want that guy.
I can be very bad
Why?
He's straight up, straightforward, not scared to.
with creative.
Yeah, he's
I
creative.
don't see anything positive about that for any employer.
Okay.
Depending on what you do.
Depending
never
on
know.
what
There's
you
a-
do.
There's a job out there for everybody.
Yes. So for me, I'm a graphic designer. I'm not very good with. I'm not. I can be good with people, but I can also be a real dick to people, and that's me not being nice towards people. It just happens. I mean, he could become a graphic designer and never see people again, and this won't even matter.
Very
It
true.
depends on your job. And you got
Well,
you take it into that perspective.
Okay,
Let's hope
forget
it's
about
not
the
another
jobs. I
retail
mean,
position.
You can't say that that has any positive thing for any next job. What
Yes, you
positive could
can.
come out of that?
Creativity.
Maybe it doesn't. There's creativity, really?
We don't know what he is.
He's got balls. Like somebody wants him for something.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
You're very against. Well, Brett, you're a manager. That's probably why, and you have you're
Could
I mean,
you're
he
into
would-
business
he wouldn't
stuff
last
a lot
in my
more.
world, but I've just there's.
That's you. You're like, you wouldn't be hired by me, jerkwad.
But
I
I
don't
swear
hire-
there's a job out there for him.
I don't
somewhere.
hire anybody, but,
But if you had that,
that is not going to get him a job.
no,
So don't tell me that there's a job out there for him.
unless he's a musical
And he
comedian.
already
All right, we
said-
need to find this guy.
We need to find this
and
guy.
find out where he gets a
He
job.
already said that he got a better job if he did. I mean, maybe that was just for the song, but
Yeah.
that
I need to
kind
know
of
where he
thing
went.
would not have happened if the internet was not around.
Right. We were just saying, kids these days.
Yeah.
It's it just goes around. Like, kids these days would not act that way. Well, kids.
They might
well,
act that way, but they wouldn't be doing it
He
for a
could be
camera.
a singer.
He could be. But
a comedy singer. There he is. That's his
Yeah.
job.
There you go.
Well, he's definitely
He's
not
actually
welcome
all
back
right
at
with
that Starbucks
Nope.
again.
Nope.
No.
next, and I don't know. I mean, if the manager wanted to be a real dick, he could probably call the cops saying, this guy's singing to my customers, get him out of here.
Profanity.
Yeah,
Right. Wow, you really killed it, Brett.
I guess so. I didn't mean to. But
It's fine. You took it from a different perspective. Alex was laughing her ass off.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
I didn't even think it was that clever.
You didn't?
No.
How would you want to quit a job if it was that poor?
Well, I have quit jobs before. I have quit jobs before,
Yeah.
and you don't burn bridges.
No.
Be professional.
All I could think about, like, I only know one friend that I know that's quit, like, on a funny note, and that was our friend Wayne, and he was a cart pusher.
Yeah.
And he just was like, you push the fucking carts.
Oh, yeah, he did do that. Yeah. I've never quit like
I
that.
was Meyer, too. Like, they were just really on him. Like, all right, go back outside and get the carts. And he said it was like a windy, rainy, snowy day or whatever. And he was just, like, sick and tired of his manager being an asshole. He's like, you push the fucking carts.
Can't argue with that.
He
No.
was like a really nice, like, at the time he was in high school, and he was like one of those like smart, like upper guys or whatever. I'm like, really? And he told us that at the lunch table. We were rolling. Good for you, man.
Nobody's that honest towards quitting their job.
Man, I
You
want-
always
I want
have
Wayne
an
to tell me
idea of how you want to go off,
Right.
but
No one's going to do that. It's just
a
this
fantasy.
guy lived his fantasy, I guess.
I guess.
I would more like to
Um,
go back to a manager and just be like, look where I'm at now, bitch. Like, that's just what I would want to do.
Next one, we gotta go.
I got one other item on the list here for our show notes, and so on Saturday I did like a 2-hour chat on Twitch just with my whoever dropped in. Like, I was talking for 2 hours, just me, and it was really weird that I was able to do that. But this one guy that followed me, we were talking about shows that we loved and everything, and I got on the topic of How I Met Your Mother. Like, that was on one of our top television shows of the decade, and they're like, oh no, I'm only on episode 7 or season 7. I'm like, so I thought in my head, because I thought the number was 9, and so I looked up how many seasons are in How I Met Your Mother, and there were 9. But the thing is, that's not what came to light. There was a news article that came out over the weekend. In fact, it happened like on the 12th about How I Met Your Mother. But this is very ironic. Drunk Wisconsin man arrested in brawl over How I Met Your Mother. Him and his buddy. Okay, so the article goes like this. It's a very short article. A Wisconsin man faces charges for a drunken, bloody fist fight while arguing over the sitcom How I Met Your Mother. Authorities said Alan, that's his first name, I'm just going to go with that, he's 33, and a pal drank at a Green Bay Packers game Sunday afternoon before driving to a bar. And after returning to the car, the pair got into an argument over the CBS series How I Met Your Mother and began pummeling each other. Alan stopped the vehicle, but the duo continued the fight on the side of the road. So they got out of the car to continue this
They
fight.
pulled a Tommy Boy.
They did, but it's so dumb. They got out of the car to fist fight over a sitcom
Well, when you believe in something.
where his friend socked him several times. Upon responding to the scene, a deputy encountered a blood-soaked Alan, who appeared extremely intoxicated. With one eye swollen nearly shut, Alan had trouble to keep his balance and struggled to answer the cops' questions. When asked over whether the dispute was sparked by the sitcom, Alan laughed and replied, "Yes, we love that show." So not only
We
there's
love that show.
there's still friends about this.
Sometimes you just got to stand up for your position.
They are
I just want to know what
really
the argument was about.
Yeah, me too.
exactly. It's just over How I Met Your Mother. That's all. That's the rest. Like, I read this while I was on my Twitch stream. I was like, oh my god. Only in Wisconsin can that kind of thing happen. I mean, you could say maybe Florida.
I was going to say, unless
Florida,
it's
yeah.
Florida.
There's always those crazy Florida articles. No offense to Florida people, but it just happens. Just seems to be the thing.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here.
All right.
Let's get out.
So, yeah, have you ever been in the brawl like that before?
No.
Not me.
No.
You and I, we about got into
We've
a fight.
had
Nintendo
arguments,
versus Xbox.
But we've never come to fisticuffs.
We had
Well,
our.
okay. Why is it called fisticuffs?
I don't know. I just heard
Good
it called
question.
I
that.
don't like that.
Sorry.
Like it
We've
just,
never come to blows before.
Right?
no, it just doesn't.
What?
I just don't
Fisticuffs.
like fisticuffs.
Cuffs.
Not fisty.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Fisting cuffs.
Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Alright.
Crying out loud.
Okay, so if you want to follow me on Twitch, by the way, I did mention that I am a Twitch streamer. You can follow me on twitch.tv/Mr. L, MISTERL. I Twitch stream Saturday morning and Tuesday and Wednesday evening, and I've been doing Minecraft, Rocket League, and I've also been doing Luigi's Mansion 3, which, by the way, Luigi's Mansion 3, heck that game. I got so pissed off. I was stuck on a boss battle for, like, I swear, an hour. An hour. I played Luigi's Mansion for 2 hours.
I bet you gave it to my nephew. You'd figure it out.
Oh, I think he would throw the Switch.
Uh-oh. Never mind.
It was really hard, and people in my chat were like, "This is hard, dude."
Oh.
Yeah, and I was on like,
Okay.
I was, yeah, I'm more than halfway through the game, so I'm just like, I'm actually kind of like, should I keep going? It's hard. It gets hard, but yeah. Anyway, so yeah, check out my Twitch stream, Alex. You're
I'm a Twitch streamer as well. You can catch me on Saturday and Sunday evenings at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My Twitch handle is twitch.tv/cute_kitty, KUTEKITTI. I'm currently right now just streaming Halo and Call of Duty. Tried Call of Duty today, said F that game. I was just not having a good day. Then went back to Halo and was doing amazing. So that's what I'm doing.
Halo.
Halo.
Yeah. When are you starting the campaigns?
I'm thinking in January.
Why are you waiting that long?
Just to finish off the holiday season, just get the reset going on the year, and just cause.
We did Firefight.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
That
the
was
three of us
fun.
did Firefight.
Honestly, I was kind of bored with it.
Really?
Like it just doesn't do anything for me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It felt like you weren't working towards anything. With Horde, you're working towards wave 50.
Sorry, Brett.
Well, we could play a different type. We just did classic.
No.
There's like generator defense.
Sorry,
and-
Brett.
Oh, all the
Oh, because you killed
the
me.
betrayals.
I Josh has a clip of it. I turned around and just like
Blasted me.
blasted you. I just saw something move and I heard a footstep and I thought there was one more enemy.
No, I uptimed it. I wasn't able to clip it.
Oh, okay.
But
Either
we'll
way,
get it clipped.
We'll get it clipped.
Yeah, we'll put it
All
on
right.
our social media.
Anything else?
Yeah, about our podcast. So we are going to have an aftercast, which is a topic-specific podcast that we do during our off time, and we're going to do it this Saturday at around 6 o'clock, in between there.
We'll just have to post when we're.
Yeah, so we're going to be
Sure.
talking about Star Wars entirely, like the entire saga of the Skywalker franchise, and I've got some stuff.
With a
Spoiler.
emphasis on episode 9.
Yep. I've got something you guys can think about, and you can bring it to Andrew, and he's listening as well. Your favorite Star Wars lightsaber battle.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
'cause
That's something we can
Yeah.
talk
I
about.
heard one was cut out. George Lucas cut out the best one ever, apparently.
I never heard
Did
of
you
this.
hear that?
No.
There was some story that was going on this week that I believe he cut a really good battle out.
Do you know who it
No, I
was?
didn't read
No. No, I'll have to look into that. So yeah, make sure you watch us. We're gonna be talking about Star Wars in its entirety on Saturday. So make sure you check that out. And you can also check out our live stream of our podcast every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube. So make sure you click that link on all of our social media. We have our YouTube channel there and our link tree. So make sure you check it out. And if you want to check out our social media, we are on Facebook, which is facebook.com/PTOUnlimited. Instagram is PTOUnlimited_podcast. And we are on Twitter, which is @PTOUnlimited. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is @Lemke619.
Brett_wings.
Cute_kitty.
On a final note, if you go out holiday shopping this week, please be nice to retail workers. Have
Yeah.
patience. Oh, I did hear a story. My boss told me, I think it was Saturday,
Yeah.
there was this guy in line and this woman behind him, this is at the registers, was just complaining because the lines were long. It was, busy.
It's holiday.
And the guy turns around and says, "Will you shut the fuck up? It's Saturday, 2 weeks before Christmas at noon. of course it's going to be busy.
Nice.
Good for you.
Bless that gentleman.
Wow. Give him a 10% discount.
Because, you know,
You're like a
everybody-
free 40-inch.
every retail worker's wanted to say something like that, but can't do it.
No.
But I like it when
Just
customers
flip your name tag around and then do
I
it.
like when customers call out other customers for stupid stuff like that.
That's nice. Awesome.
It makes me want to do that. Sometimes I kind of say it to Alex, and I try to say it loud enough. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, he does it. He's like, oh man.
I wish people would act appropriate in public.
Yeah, like he'll say that. Yeah, I'm like trying to think and like, and then that's me going like, I'll hit him and go, shut up.
Shut up! You don't want to get punched in a Walmart parking lot.
All right,
People
let's
should learn
get
how to
out.
drive. Like he does that one a lot.
I do that. Yeah. All right, guys. We'll catch you either this Saturday for our aftercast, or we'll check you next week for episode 191.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye.